Okay. As usual, this is one of those games that mutes when you alt-tab, which always irritates the snot out of me. So that's always fun. Good morning, Mr. Red, Navarro, Macromano, Blade Taval, Magister, Ect, and Yura and Judo. Yes, this is going to be a familiar run. Oh, good morning, Iluziev Noye. All right. Quit out of that, quit out of this. Make sure that's updated. And I believe we're ready to go. So, options, first and foremost. Let's see here. None of that is interesting. But you know what is interesting? Head bob. Gone. Chains climb relative to camera off. Autosave and journal on. Difficulty normal. Kill cam normal. Auto use. Oh, okay. Nothing really fascinating or good there, so we're just going to move there. There are options. This is not Dishonored 2, apparently, which has buco good options. Thank you, Timonesh. Always appreciate. Is that seriously from the IGN? The incredibly terrible reviewers? I don't know how to make that into an acronym, but screw them. Just seriously, screw them. So it's going towards Andor Streaminations, Pentiment, and Xenoblade 3. I saw it, Dakota, but I didn't have time to read it because I was already running behind. Hey, Mike Tomato, you know you have to put that towards something. Only one thing. But you can put that towards one thing. I have no idea if this game has a better or worse story than 2. I know it has demonstrably worse gameplay. It's the only thing I was really thinking about. No, Orville's already on the list. No, Mr. Red, I would never, ever put up an announcement vid for this. It's definitely not while I was late in starting. Incongruous, grotesque nepotism. Yeah, so, we will probably go... So what we're going to do is we're going to probably do at least one mission, killy, and then we're probably going to do the rest stealthy. And we'll see how we feel about that. I'm not going to do 2 playthroughs like we did over in 2. If you remember that, in 2, we actually played through the game twice. Once full stealth first, and then second full kill. What was really funny is the full stealth run was like several days, and then the full kill run was a couple of hours. It's just... wow. Anyways. Normal. Yep, we're good. Yep.
Corvo, if only there was someone else I trusted to send, so that you could remain near. But there is no one else, and the Spy Master was right to insist that I send you.
Well, tab? Yep.
Plague has taken so many, and we must find a cure. When you are near, my heart is at peace. Emily and I will count the days until you return. Hurry home, and bring good news.
Also, I'm just going to say this, Emily is more fun to play as. Iluziev Noye, by the way.
Steady hand. That's it. Watch it.
Cast off line.
Casting off. We're away. Take us straight to Dunwall Tower. Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long way.
A long way to bring bad news. The sailors say there's a curse on us. Black magic.
Superstition. For all we know, there's a cure for the plague by now.
Maybe. We live in strange times. Sending the Empress's bodyguard away for a couple of months. That's unusual.
Well,
This was important. We need help with the rat plague. Ho there! We're going up.
Sealed. Ready.
I believe this is more commonly referred to as diesel punk.
And she's rising. Oh
Especially since the whole society runs on whale oil. Magic whale oil.
Steady pressure. And stop. Shut her down.
The Empress will be waiting for your news, Corvo.
Okay, so now to Alt-Tab to write down all the donations I got, so that's going towards Orville. And yeah, when they talk about curses, that's a very real thing. There is actually magic in this. Even though the setting is portrayed as relatively mundane, it's super not. Dragon Age block, City Builder block, Boba Fett, Streamination. I don't remember what the whole thing is called. Thank you, Penka. Always appreciate the sub. And I think that's everything. Am I caught up? I'm caught up. I like the pronunciation. Pronunciation? I'm going to start calling you that. Ilzevnoye. That's your new name from now on. Rolls off the tongue. Yep. Boba Fett show. Got it, Zach Taft. All right. Doom whales. Yeah, this whole setting... I actually hate this setting. It's very good at what it does. It's gross. It's dirty. It's dingy. And it's doomed. And honestly, if I was to summarize the entire setting in one sentence... that would be it. Also, getting a sub from Diesel Edge. That's also part of it. Towards dealer's choice. Thank you, Diesel Edge. Give me one moment, please. Thank you. See, you can't do that because that's an insult. Whereas I'm giving you an honorific. See, that's just mean. We'll talk more about the fundamentals of the setting a little bit as we go forward. But yeah, this setting is extraordinarily screwed. Possibly in the existential way, depending on how you interpret it. But what I do like about it is despite the fact that magic is commonplace to the point of normal, it's all treated as extraordinarily mundane. It's all normal. It's just a Tuesday. It's just a Tuesday. Yeah, they just go out and capture flying whales in order to extract their magic oil in order to power their Magitech society. That's just tomorrow, right? There's nothing fancy about it. Nobody in setting really treats it as anything fancy, with probably only one notable exception, which we'll talk about later. And I do think that mundanity helps add to the vibe of it. So, thank you, Anonymous Gifter, wherever you are. Always appreciate it. It's not my fault that the Dark Souls is irredeemably screwed, okay?
Yes. The pressure was too low. All these new machines are touchy.
Just don't do anything crazy. Sokolov's changed everything again, and we don't know what the hydraulics can do now.
We've got him here today doing a portrait. If there's a time to try something, it's now.
So, the intro here. Already establishing some world building right off the bat. Like that guy who is extremely broken. We're just going to watch him for a second. Yeah, I'm a whaler on the moon. Thank you very much, Noctis Exel. I mean, I do Crazy Norse. Don't I count? Yay! Alright, so... Now, if you hate the sound of it, that's whatever. It's better than Izernska. But anyways. So we've got a decent amount of 3D rendering in the background. All low polygon, all low... whatever it's called. What the hell? Strange. Anyways, but there's a decent amount of stuff and fluff done to make it look pretty cool. So, I'm with it. The texture rating is not great, and the models are stylized, but as usually is true, stylized models tend to work and age better than non-stylized. Like, these people look... Well, they look that. I don't know how else to put it. They look like... that.
Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back!
Hi, Emily.
Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait! Let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master.
Yeah, like an oil painting, which of course is a guy. So this is an optional tutorial.
Okay, here we go. Run with me! Did you see any monsters while traveling to the other isles? My nanny says the big ocean's full of them. But I think she only says that to scare me.
No, there's definitely monsters out there.
Ooh. Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide.
Okay, why are you thinking lost? I actually specifically turned off the head bob in order to prevent that, Eva. Oh yeah, so this is stealth. When you're stealthing, you're muffled, but not silent. Please use the environment. Let's see, where can we hide from Emily?
1, 2, 3,
There's really not a lot of hiding places.
6,
I'll go over here.
7, 8, 9, 10. Here I come.
I don't remember if shadows even matter in this game, unlike, say, Thief. There's Q and E. I never use those. Those buttons suck.
What about here?
Just this is disorienting as crap to me. I can't do that.
I'll find you. Okay, you win. We should go now, so Mother can see you too. Ugh. Later, will you give me more climbing lessons? Someday I'm going to climb up to the rooftop.
I mean... This is weird. So I'm going to spoil something very small here. When you play Dishonored 2, you can be full, killing Death Doom.
Lord Protector.
Hi. You can be full...
Moving, Campbell. And you, Corvo, welcome back. From wherever you've been. They sent him all around the Isles to beg for aid. A waste of time. My elixir will banish the plague from this city. Now keep still a moment, High Overseer Campbell.
Emily, you can play as Emily or Corvo in the sequel. And you can go full, I'm here to help people, or full, I'm murderously vicious. And my favorite bit from that is we ended up playing full Killy on her. Which was a mistake, of course. But the point is, at the end, she just goes full evil. Like, it's really, really messed up. My favorite bit is she slits one of her allies' throats with no prompting and just says, an empress needs no friends. But yes, we are definitely in Grimdark. And, yeah, Industrial Revolution. This is... What's that called? It's the British thing, right? It's its own genre, like Westerns. Which is... It's funny, we always take these tiny little slices of history, which only existed for a few years in real life, and turn them into their whole thing. Is it the Victorian thing? Okay, so the Victorian era stuff, that's actually not what I was thinking of. There's a slightly variant thing on that. Please stop donating! But there's this slice of British history, which we've actually seen in Assassin's Creed Syndicate as well, for example, which hits this particular genre, tone, vibe, whatever I'm going to call that. And, of course, imagine that, but worse? And that, I think that's a good description for this.
I'm not so sure that painting looks like Campbell.
So this is Sokolov.
While you were gone, Mother seemed very sad. I think she missed you.
We are her secret lover. Spoilers. So.
You saw my improvements to the waterlock.
Yeah, they were having troubles with it.
I leave the worst parts of him in shadow, but still.
Yeah, he looks terrible. How you doing, extremely not evil guy?
It was a fool's errand, Corvo. The plague comes from inside us. We must all strengthen our faith. High Overseer, I must ask you to hold your pose.
Politics, Evo.
No foreigner can save us from the consequences of our corrupt society. No fancy elixirs either. Remember, to every man his choice, to every man his fate. Say what you will, this plague has brought the faithful to our doors.
Really?
Say what you will,
Yeah,
this
okay.
plague
Looped.
has brought the faithful to our doors.
So yeah, Normally I'd praise the hell out of this, but it's a little... I don't want to say crude, but this intro is very overt. It's shoving a lot of exposition into our faces very quickly, and a little crudely. So I don't think... it's kind of rushed. It's not bad. It's just, I don't want to overpraise it. I do still like it. It's probably positive worthy. But yeah, it's very much, okay, we're here, and I can't believe you were off for so long. We were trying to get aid from the foreigners. There's creatures in the ocean, and here's Emily, and we're close to the Empress for some reason, and I'm this guy who's about religion, and I'm this guy who's a scientist. And it's like, bam, 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 bam. Like, they're rolling the tape, trying to get as much of this exposition into our face as quickly as possible, which is interesting. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go pause the stream for several seconds because several people just cannot stop from donating. I don't know how I live with this. It's a horrible burden. Horrible burden I'm dealing with. So first I want to say thank you to Loner. Thank you, Loner. Always appreciate. And that's going to be... It is better than As You Know, absolutely. God, I hate As You Know. Hate As You Know. Just irritates the crap out of me. Okay, so... 665. Always the hardest one to do. So Loner is like, I'll put $5 towards each, but it doesn't work that way. So instead we'll put $23 to all of them. Planescape. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. You actually picked 4 things. So get rid of one of them, Loner. Nuke one of them. As you know, lore is very irritated every time you pull, as you know. That's a thing. As you know, chat is my ally here. It really is, and it's so funny. Now, any financial contribution to the show that does not include a dealer's choice or add something new to the list qualifies for plural voting. Yeah, as you know. What really amuses me is, as you know, obviously doesn't necessarily include the phrase, as you know. But I've every now and again heard someone actually literally say, as you know. And every time I literally hear them say the words, it's like, oh my god, you had to have known. Whoever wrote that, you had to have known what you were doing. So you're dropping the BRPG block because New Vegas is not its own separate run. I don't think Loader's been looking at the list lately. So we'll put that towards Planescape, Torment. I don't blame you. The list is pretty big. StarCraft block. And Conquers Bad Fur Day. You got it. Thank you again, Loader. As you know, Palpatine has returned. And then Eternus donates way too much money. Hello, protagonist. I mean, you remember how Secret of the Stars started? Do you remember literally the first line of dialogue in that game? Because it was an as you know. It was, as you know, you like coming to this library. And, you know. First line of dialogue. First line of dialogue. Damn it, Magister. As you know. Thank you. Thank you, Magister. Yeah, this thing is important to you. Thanks for telling me that, game. Anyways, my overall point here is this game is nowhere near as bad as any of that. It's just a little bit rushed. They are trying to be extraordinarily high-paced with this, as opposed to something like, say, Half-Life 2, which this is very obviously inspired by. And someone mentioned Witcher 3 earlier. That's actually a good example, because Witcher 3's intro... some people think Witcher 3's intro is too long. I don't agree with that personally, but Witcher 3's intro takes a nice long chunk of time. It has no problem pacing itself properly. Twilight Princess is another one, while I'm on the subject. Thank you very much, Paranoid Android. Always appreciate. So Eternus, really quick. I do appreciate the offer, even if it is a actual reliable air fryer, which I fully believe you it is, if you're willing to vouch for it. I don't have the space in my kitchen. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. My kitchen is so crammed, I had to buy a sub from Little Pixie Nerd, who can put that towards up to 2 more things if you want to. I had to buy one of those card tables, the poker tables, and just shove it in there so I would have more counter space. So, appreciate the thought, but I literally, I would have to put it on the ground. Oh, thank you, Dakota. This is actually new. We haven't streamed a 16:9 game with this mechanism, so I had to design this morning. Yeah, Bamber, that's about right. And I don't know why people want me to do a review of it, but if they want me to give Planescape Torment a net negative review, which it's probably gonna get, that's them. You know, I'm not here to argue. Okay, so Paranoid is putting it towards Alpha Centauri, and then Deus Ex Human. What's HE stand for? Which one is HE? Yes, we have actually reviewed Zero Dawn under the current system. It did not review well because it was crashing really, really badly. Pick something other than Dawn of War 1, please. No, it doesn't work that way, little pixie nerd. You can put $2 towards 3 things. That's how the plural system works. Now, you don't have to. It's purely optional. It's an opt-in system. But it's not like you split it up. Human Revolution. Okay, thank you. Damn it, Dakota. Yeah, so then little... pixie nerd. Lord's God, I'm just falling behind. Dawn of War 2. Okay, pick something else. Don't pick Warhammer 3. That's the other one that's already funded. Alright, so Little Pixie Nerd is putting it towards Horizon Forbidden West and possibly 2 more things. Yes, that's the one, Magister. Like, Planescape Torment. Great story. It's gonna have a net negative gameplay score. It's gonna have a really bad net negative gameplay score. It's probably having a gross negative gameplay score. But we'll get there some year. Hopefully not this year. I don't think I can deal with that this year. So Space Marine 2, I can do that. Yeah, it would get gameplay positives. It will not get no positives on the gameplay axis because of the choices design, which is probably one of the best we've ever seen. Wait, you're not... but your name both starts with a P, and you're both purple, Primarch. Therefore, you are an identical person. God, I've been behind this whole morning. Is my tea ready? It's supposed to be honey tea. Like, I don't know how it actually tastes like honey. No, I'm colorist. Wait, I shouldn't say that. I'm purplist. I've shown you this one. This is the Puka? Whatever. It's the one with the little flowers on it. It's very cool. I've never played Crisis, no. I'm not even sure I could get Crisis running on my modern machine. I just get local honey, Umbral Magnus. I don't know what it is. It helps with allergies. It's actually the main reason I get local honey, locally sourced. So Eternus, you actually didn't put that towards any games. If you'd like to put that towards any games, let me know. But either way, I'm now going to bow for a couple of minutes. Thank you. Always appreciate it, Eternus. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yep, even my computer couldn't run Crisis. Oh my god. Thank you, Jesse's Mask. I just finished bowing. Thank you, Jesse's Mask. That's right. FF16, I'm not sure if FF16 is on the list. It's extremely low priority for me because it's PS5 exclusive and it's not on the list. I think I've said this before. I don't really play games for myself these days. Resident Evil Block. You got it. So, like, people are like, are you excited about FF16? No. Why not? Well, because I'm not playing it for the show. I don't play games not for the show, unless, of course, they're co-op games. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not on the list. So Jesse's Mask is going towards Citizen Sleeper, Tyranny, and Hyrule Warriors 2. So do you want to add it, Eternus? Because that would do it. You can only put it towards one thing if you're adding. That's what I mentioned earlier. Any scenarios in fiction where the phrase "as you know" is an acceptable thing to say? No. Like, my first thought was, well, maybe you have amnesia. Well, then it wouldn't be "as you know." Well, Maybe you forgot. Well, no, that's just a reminder. Well, maybe you're an idiot. Well, no. As you know. Yeah, Dawn of War 1, 2, and Warhammer 3 are already funded. They're technically off the list, but I haven't updated the website because I haven't had time. Sorry. So anyways, yes, of course we'll explain the story. By which I mean we'll explain the story as we go.
City get any worse? Indeed, I believe so.
So yeah, Plague. So like I said, rapid firing, right? Plague. We've been away because of the Spy Master, who Emily has already mentioned is creepy, so we automatically know the Spy Master is the evil scheming Chancellor. We know this in 2 lines of dialogue. I'm telling you, this game just rapid fires.
She'll see you at once.
We also have a personal relationship with the Empress, and the Empress's daughter, who's totally not our daughter. Wink!
Hello, my lord.
It's been good traveling with you, Corvo.
How did you teleport up here?
Have you ever met my niece Callista? She's getting more beautiful every year. I'll be happy you're back with the watch. I'm no diplomat. Strange, we saw whales off White Cliff. It's too early in the year.
Uh-oh.
I hope we're not fools to come back here. The plague's only getting worse.
The Plague! Sorry.
They're sick people, not criminals.
We've gone beyond that question, Your Majesty.
They're my citizens, and we will save them from the plague if we can. All of them.
Very well.
We will not speak of this again.
Mother, Corvo is back.
Thank you, Emily. Leave us, please.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
No, Mike, come on. We don't have magic powers either.
Corvo. 2 days early. Full of surprises, as usual.
Hello, evil one. Can I help you? Nope, he's just off being evil.
Lord Protector, I know the Empress will be delighted to have you back.
Yeah, we'll talk about how
Follow me, Captain.
magic works in a
You should
minute.
leave them alone.
Probably about like 10 minutes.
Mother told me that your trip was important. She's been worried.
Also, can I just say, as much as this era of human history was a dingy, dark, terrible death doom, I actually rather enjoy the architecture that came about around it. It's one of the reasons that this particular genre does tend to appeal to me, despite the fact that it's extremely messed up. By the way, did you notice the visual storytelling here? Just a little bit. Do you see that right there? I'm calling attention to it on purpose, because that used to be a bridge to the mainland, to the majority of the city. It's not anymore.
It's a fair wind that brings you home to me. What news have you brought?
So, people are whack, yo.
I hoped that one of the other cities had dealt with this before, knew of some cure. This news is very bad. We're at the breaking point. Cowards. They're going to blockade us. They'll wait to see if the plague turns the city into a graveyard.
I mean...
Are you okay, Mother? You seem sad.
Yes, don't worry, darling. Mother is fine. Wait, where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here.
Oh, that's really... I'd have to rebind. Remind me to rebind that.
Get behind me.
Left control to block? That's gonna be terrible.
Another one.
What the crap? Okay, hold on. What is that depth of field? Do you see that? That was awful. Is there an option to turn that off? Please tell me there's an option to turn that off. We're on S75 FOV, by the way. Oh, of course she is, Eva, but only a little bit. Oh, while we're here. Block. It's also choke. Where could we put that? Yeah, what? I know that I don't like using left control for regular things in any game, but for something I'm going to do all the time, like blocking, yeah, no. I'll go ahead and rebind. That's okay. We can rebind it. It's a game thing that we can do. So we'll put it on V. That sounds like a good one. We'll do it there. Boop. There we go. But we can't change the thing, so that's cool. So, that sucks.
Corvo, thank you. If you hadn't been here...
No more! Not again!
Mommy!
No! Get away from her!
Corvo! Mommy! Get away! Corvo!
So, magic teleporting assassins.
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one. You'll know what to do. Won't you? Corvo.
And we're, of course, blamed for the killing, because we're the only person here.
Look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress. What did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Her own bodyguard. Ironic.
I'll see you beheaded for this, Corvo. Peg him.
Hence the name of the game. So, even despite us literally pausing for about 20 minutes to address, donations and stuff, you see how that intro just races through it. Just, okay, we're back. All right, up we go. Oh, yeah, there's a plague going on. Hi, Emily, what's going on? Oh, yeah, hi, your majesty. Oh my god, she's dead! Ta-da! And it's just like, okay. Hang on. I need to catch my breath for a second. Give me a minute. Whew, okay. Now to escape from prison. Skippable cutscenes, by the way. In fact, there's actually a bunch of skippable stuff in this, so no negatives there.
This is your final chance, Corvo. Sign the confession, and let me give you the rights to put your spirit at ease.
Ow.
That's enough for now. Get out. Let's give the man some time to think. Corvo, the Empress is dead. Her daughter Emily is hidden away, and no one will ever know the truth.
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak, and that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall. Goodbye, Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
Yep, they're evil because they're bald. Wait.
You should eat, Corvo. This meal comes from a friend.
Thanks. So, hang on. Pause. No, we didn't sign the confession. We didn't give up to that. Doesn't really matter. Because if you're paying attention, we came back 2 days early. They actually mentioned that twice in the intro. So, that just happened to be the day that they were setting up Dowd? I can't actually remember his name. To kill the Empress. And we just happened to be there. So, you know. Who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know we have faith in you. Here's the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive there. Plant it on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river. Lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. Good luck. We need you alive and well for what is to come. Nice cell. Better than most of the cells I've been in.
Share your food with me tonight? I don't need shit from you.
I cannot read that. We all start with innocence, but the world leads us to guilt. Okay, God, that's stylized. A little fire that warms is better than a big fire that burns. Nice toilet. Yeah, this is a pretty spacious thing. Look at this. It's bigger than my living room. Money. We're gonna need that.
So many people are coming to the execution tomorrow.
It's on account of Corvo, the one who killed the Empress and abducted her daughter, Emily.
Burn this place to the
So
ground.
it's an occasion.
You got it.
Right. A social event for the high and mighty. Come see the noble Lord Protector.
You're
and
out.
his headshot.
Good for you. Cut some throats.
That is us.
Oh, I will. Wait, hang on. So... Okay. Sorry, I misread that for a second. So, here's... This is the... I hate to use this phrase. This is the moral choice of the game, which is an inaccurate phrase at best. But you can kill people, or you cannot kill people. And that's how that works out. Deus Ex, Gum Gum. Do you know anything about the afterlives in World of Darkness or Dishonored? Jeez Louise. Yeah, lethal or not, moral choice. It's extremely hypocritical, and the problem here, let's go and be honest about this for a second. The problem is it's portrayed like a moral choice system. I don't mean like... I mean like Infamous, right? Or Fable, or frickin' KOTOR, right? Moral choice systems, it's a concept, it's a gameplay mechanic. It has nothing to do with morality. It's what the term is for the gameplay mechanic of pick one of the two sides, go with them, right? The open hand or the closed fist, dark side versus light side, Paragon versus Renegade, evil versus good. You get it. That's what this is. I don't mind that as a gameplay mechanic because it... So one of the things I praised earlier about Thief is that Thief, you're encouraged to not kill, and that's usually more difficult and more rewarding to do. In Dishonored 2, both killing and non-killing are very enjoyable. I had a great time with both playthroughs. I'm not sure which I prefer here, which is one of the reasons why we're going to go in both kill and not kill and just kind of see how we feel about it. But either way, so we can kill or not kill. It says right there, stealth and non-lethal approach has benefits. Fewer rats and weepers. Some people react favorably, and the final outcome is not as dark. It says right there, it's going to change how the game progresses. And it is actually more gradient than a purely binary choice.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
That's the karma system from Fallout.
Let me know if you want to take my patrol.
Bug someone else.
Should be very visible here, but we're not for some reason, so we're just gonna accept that. A little bit Dark Day. Mostly it changed the type of character you were playing as opposed to changing the ending.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Let's talk about the two biggest sins about stealth gameplay. I'm not sure if this game does them. I'm just saying, there's two things that games consistently and persistently screw up when it comes to stealth gameplay. Sin number 1, no clear indicator of visibility. Sin number 2, no clear usage of tools in order to allow yourself to not be detected. Excuse me. So, we have visibility. There's the little indicator, and it makes it very obvious when they've started spotting you, when they've started suspecting you, when you're there, right? I granted, but I consider that part of the tools thing. We'll grab a health elixir and a pistol. Nothing for the bag. So this game does have the visibility. We'll see if it has proper tool use. And escape use is another thing. Batman Arkham Asylum, I know that's a weird game to bring out, actually had a pretty good get away once you're detected mechanic. It was one of the reasons that game actually worked so well. City kind of went a different direction with it, but City actually made the combat worth a damn, so that's a little bit different. So, that's going towards Resident Evil 8, the Alan Wake block, and Guild Wars 2. Thank you very, very much, Wraith. Always appreciate it. So, whale oil tax for the good of the city, for the good of us all. New price. We've got premium tax on heavy incubators, half tanks, and incubators. Blah 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 blah. Cool. Always nice to have new taxes. The Hound Pit. Scudder versus Blackie. Wager on the most vicious hounds in the city as they run to each other. Jaw and Fang. Now, you can make of this what you like, but I know a couple of people who looked at this exact poster, and this is specifically the thing that made them go, oh god, and actually started wigging out about how evil this city is. You know, just having dogs kill each other for sport. So food is eaten immediately. There's no real avoiding that. Elixirs can be stored for later. Go ahead and get some bullets from there. Also notice, it's hard to tell, but we actually have a Magitech gun right now. Most obvious way to see that is the little glow going there, but, you know. Whale oil. We've also got potted eels and brined hagfish, which just sounds delicious, doesn't it? Yes, this is explaining how the outline system works, how looting works. Refill on ammo, refill on items, get money. Cool. Guy, of course, starts advantageous to us.
Stupid rats. Plague. Elixir. Bunch of crap.
So let's talk about ghosting. Huh? First, that's not ghosting. Or perspective. I wasn't trying to shoot him. I really wasn't. That was a complete misclick.
Attention. The solitary wing is off.
Ghosting?
Unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Ghosting actually has a gradient amount of definition depending on how severe you want to go and how much the game allows you to go. But the concept of ghosting is very simple. It's don't be detected. So in some games that means don't be detected and still accomplish the objective. In some games it means don't be detected and never leave something that is detected. What I mean by that, let me use a hypothetical situation. So let's say there's a patrol going through here, right? But there's a dude right in my way. So I take out the dude and I'm like, and I throw him down. And then I leave. But later on the guy's going to come through and they will react to seeing bodies. So he's like, aha! That would fail ghosting because something I did was detected. And like I said, there's other gradients to this. There's other gradients to this. There's other definitions. The general idea of ghosting remains the same. Don't be seen.
Execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event.
The reason I'm bringing this up right there, before I accidentally shot the guy, was the whole idea of what, you know, you probably why would you want to lockpick or pickpocket, excuse me, the key off of him rather than just knock him out? Well, if you pickpocket the key and then just leave, there's no body left behind, and there's certainly no body down there. So, you know, you're able to move forward without the possibility of threatening the ghosting achievement. For those of you who actually watched our last stream of this, you may or may not remember, I kept having really serious issues on the second to last dungeon, or level, excuse me, because I was knocking out the guards, and I kept trying to find, like, okay, I've got to find a place to put this. So I found a place to put the guards, but then, quite a ways into the mission, one guard started patrolling over in that area, and I just kept being like, ah! Because every time they did it, they obviously raised the alarm, and they start warning other people, and it was just, oh my god, really.
Attention.
It was extremely frustrating. In fact, it's actually on one of the original highlight reels.
Accompanied by an officer of the watch.
So, thank you, Renzata. If you'd like to put that towards something other than Doom Block, because you put it towards up to 3 things, please let me know. Yeah, it's one of the... Dishonored 2 has a much better AI scripting thing in general, but at the very least in 1, they do have the 2 patterns of activity depending. So, V, not the other button, which would shoot him in the back. That's not what I'm trying to do. Oh, I love Dishonored 2 so much. I thought about spontaneously funding it, but it's extremely low on funding. Like, so much so that I don't think anybody actually wants to watch me stream it. It's got like 3 people and $50 put towards it. It's nowhere.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be received.
Yes, we will be doing the DLCs. First time for me, I believe.
Dignitaries only.
Oh yeah, that's another thing you can do. Sorry, I should show off this mechanic. You can look through to get a little bit of a peek of what's going on the other side before you go through the door. So, not terrible kit so far. Nothing as extensive as Thief. Does everything have an extensive kit as Thief? But at the very least, we have some tools at our disposal here. We can peek, we can hide, we can turn, we can knock out, we can pickpocket. We can, of course, shoot. And we can stab and block. And that's about it at the moment. Corvo Otano, formerly the Royal Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regent and High Overseer Campbell will conduct the questioning themselves. Follow the orders without hesitation. Keep the torturer under control. If Corvo dies in his hands instead of getting the public execution the Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next. And... this is the journal. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mockingbirds. Alright, it's time to hate Evo. Excuse me. I mean, honestly, I don't consider either game to have a particularly good story. Like, they're there. They're not bad. But I don't play these games for the story. I'm going to be completely honest about that. So, first of all, thank you very much, Cycloud. I will put that towards dealer's choice. And thank you for a full year of support, Warp Core. If you want to put that anniversary sub towards up to 3 things, please let me know. Yeah, Dishonored 2 had great kit, great AI, great options, and great level design. What do you want from me? I can think of one stealth game I played that had a really good story. Metal Gear... No, I'm joking. It was actually Deus Ex Human Revolution, specifically. Or no, I'm wrong. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Sorry, that's the one I meant. Hey, look, it's the Half-Life thing. Once a child shows the proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether its inclination is supported by cosmological conditions or other signs ongoing throughout the year. No, Trihexia! At the end of the cycle, those befitting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn, must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of month of rain, when they will make a pilgrimage to Whitecliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it's determined if the children become overseers and which ones must be put down. Ahem. Thank you, Dean Badine. I will put that towards the messenger. Oh my god. Why today? Oh, it's because it's March, isn't it? We just started March. Or rather, we're about to start March. Why am I getting bombarded today? Jesus. Yeah, who would take the mark? Seriously. I know there's that phrase, I've got nothing to lose. That phrase is a goddamn lie. Trust me. It can always go down. Is Ace Combat 7 on the list, Jay Palmer? Okay, I was about to say, I didn't think it was, but I wanted to be sure. So, thank you, Jay Palmer. I'll put it towards Ace Combat 0. Is everyone donating for Ace Combat 0 lately? Wildcat Legion and the 24-hour Season 1 Streamination. Warp Core wants to put it towards Ace Combat 0, sensing a trend. Black Mesa, and Borderlands 2. Button. Okay. Oh, okay, fine. We'll use the mouse. I don't have any yet. Some money, money. Some bombs. Do I want to know what the first option was here? Ironically, when I Google Lore Runner, I get my own website, which is actually one of the ways I'll get my website when I'm on my phone. That could be Warp Core. It might just be getting visibility by being towards the top list. Another reason the list being small is a good thing. Oh, the YouTube channel's first. Which one? I have 2. Actually, I have 3.
Will be restricted.
Nobody's seen the third one yet, though.
To the event and approved dignitaries only.
Sorry, not yet. I was gonna report that boiler leak from yesterday. Forget it. Just do your...
There was no audio log, Act.
It's trouble for both of us. I'm moving.
There's no audio log. The Pornhub channel is, I think, the 4th thing on the list. Do I own Ace Combat 0 on disc? I don't think I would own Ace Combat 0, period. Back over here. Oh, right. God, I completely got turned around because of the earlier stuff.
Corvo's unconscious again. Though he's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical, but it might be useful to us later. The assassination of an empress is not a trivial matter.
Yeah, speaking of someone who has worked with punch cards before, that's not how that frickin' works. But this is a setting with magic, so whatever. Most of the stuff in this game is explained by saying, Sokolov! And that's it. That's the explanation we get. One second, I need to find something. Okay, it is F5 and F9, as it should be. Thank you, Maze. Well, Jay Palmer, did you know that I have a website? And you could type !next into chat right now. And get a link to that. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare is next. I was actually waiting for someone to type next in chat, because that's quicker than me going and pulling it up manually. You know what he's doing. You're just doing it to mock me now. There we go. Thank you, 5. Okay. So, yep, nope, Modern Warfare is next. So, probably this week. I doubt we'll finish it this week. We'll probably start it this week sometime. Okay, right. So, we just got a tutorial on how to distract people. Let's go do that. I changed it around. I pushed the Diablo run back because I want to run Diablo after the rewrite goes live, so I can discuss the two. And the Diablo rewrite's taking longer than I'd like to finish because people haven't given me lines, hint, hint.
Attention. Oh. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Maybe wind or something.
Oh, seriously? What? Anyways, this is combat. Stop crouching here. Oh my god. I'm gonna give a negative to gameplay right now, because that's already pissing me off. Jesus Christ. It's okay, I'm a moron for getting headaches. I'm telling you, I'm gonna meme on that for years. So, I'll grab the key. Grab some coinage. For a second. So I don't know what's in there.
Corvo's execution is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
I can't wait to see his head roll. Not everyone did, but I really like the Empress.
Yeah, exactly, Heck. That was just
The solitary
friendly, dude.
wing is off limits to maintenance crew.
You know what? I said we'd show off combat. Let's do that. Hi! So you see that right there? Do you see that blur in the background when we go into combat? Yeah. So, hey, Plutonia, what's that I edit? I guess we're not going to Mockingbirds, would be my answer to you. This isn't Dishonored 2. We're not playing the game twice. I already said that. Or 3 times, technically. Thank you. Whoops. Sorry. Why does it do it for the gunshot, too? Did you see that? Okay, it doesn't do it when there's no target. God, that's such a weird option. Yep, ham sandwich. Think about how our metabolism has got to be. Get away. Nothing to see here. Tutorial. And this is also the going loud tutorial. Even though you can play almost this entire game full stealth, I do like that they pretty much force you via plot mandate to be detected here. Not just because an explosion would obviously be detected, but because it's a good way to help the player understand that if they get detected, they have options. You know, getting detected is not a game over. It's a little short. Yeah, it's ridiculous, Mockingbird. I don't even know what that is about. I don't even remember that from the last time I played this. Then again, maybe I just edited it last time to get rid of it. Yeah, sure, Plutonia. Here, I'll pull up Discord real quick. One misclick. Jeez, paranoid. That sounds awful. Put this over here.
How many people did he kill on his way out of the prison? I guess if you'll kill the Empress, you don't care about a few guards.
Shut up! Look at this stuff. Somebody's been down here.
So, rats?
Watch for booby traps. There'll be some down here by the look of it.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan. It's all merchants and whores down there.
Kids like you never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3 to 1 in the practice yard. In a whirlwind.
I hope it's me that finds him.
I hope it is too.
No, it's wasps in Dishonored 2, Europe, which are so much worse. Corvo, if you're reading this, it means our plan worked and you're free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Find the gear, find Samuel, find where the tunnels dump out in the river. He'll bring you to us. A friend who will meet soon. I mean, there are rats in 2, but no, the wasps are the problem in 2. Goddamn wasps. Why are bees worse? I mean, bees aren't worse, but wasps? Oh my god. Freaking wasps. Pratchett jellied eels. But if you're asking why they're worse, then you haven't played the second game. So anyways, this is what rats do. This is our rat tutorial. This is also your rat warning. If you are bothered by rats eating corpses, this is probably a game not to watch. So, just kind of heads up on that one. Now, ironically, this is technically a double tutorial. It's not just rats are dangerous, but this is how you distract rats. You distract rats with corpses. And while the rats are over there, well, notice the corpses are gone now. They're not eating you, so that's how you get rid of rats, is you throw a corpse at them. Alright, so hang on. So let's grab a save. It's like no save indicator. There we go, there we go. Okay, saved. Let's go ahead and pull this up. And then we're going to exit the game. And we're done! That's the review. So, a little bit short. Yeah, it's also a way to dispose of corpses. Which is fun. Okay, where is this? That's a weird place to put that, but whatever. We'll accept that. We won't lie. Cheat or be dishonored. Oh, this should be easy. Which INI file is it? Plutonia. Oh god, they are act. You're right. Good lord. Oh, that one, Mockingbirds. Okay, well, hang on. I'll go get that one really quick. But yeah, no, there's like 23 INI files here. Or INIs. Let's see here. Engine. Yes, that wasn't my first guess. I'm glad I asked. Ilizevnoye. Evo. Alright, so engine. There it is. Nip, dip, dip. No. Game. Oh my god. Game. Okay. That again. There it is. Depth of field. False. Motion blur. False. Ambient occlusion. False. Bloom. We can turn off bloom. Should we turn off the bloom? Let's try it. Let's see what that looks like. I'm actually curious what it's going to look like. Now, what else can we do here? Anything cool? That's fine. That's fine. Don't need that. Don't need that. That's fine. I think we're okay with the rest of that. No, bloom is bloom. Oh, God, I do type 3B. I really do. Yeah, it's nice that you can tweak the INI. Game doesn't get credit for that, though. That's how that works. If I have to go edit a freaking file... It's okay, I'm a moron too. If I have to go edit a freaking file to change a setting that could easily be in the settings menu, we got a problem. Okay, so continue. This is a ZeniMax game, Jay Palmer. Big difference. ZeniMax owns Arcane. Arcane has put out some pretty good games, actually. It is absolutely a negative, Mike Romano. Like, that is... The depth of field problem is real and prolific, and it's slowly... We've actually recently, and by recently I mean last year, added a whole new category in the audit sheet just to track problems like the depth of field problem. Okay, so... no one will keep us from death. You cannot kill the rat plague. Rats are eating our babies. Okay, we're going to move on. Where am I? Okay, here we go. So now we have to get in combat to see if that fixed it. Rats. Rat's bad. Rat's bad. No, Gum Gum. I'm not sure I've come up with such a thing. I suppose I'd say the Sarai Civil War, but that had nothing to do with the Imperial military, so that doesn't really qualify. Yeah, you like Skaven? A corpse is blocked. Fine. So, I do kind of like how the depends, J. Palmer. It always depends. I do kind of like how the game is sort of forcing tutorialization upon us. This is the corpse carry tutorial. We could carry a corpse plenty of times by now, but nothing necessarily mandates us doing it. But we have to pick up this corpse to turn the wheel. That's what I mean by forced tutorial. There's several things as a part of this intro sequence where it's like, yeah, you effectively have to do X, Y, or Z in order to progress. This is how this mechanic works. It's also reasonably gradient. So this is probably going to be at least 1+ for intro, possibly a plus for tutorialization, because I do like how they do it. Even if it is overt, it is effective. No dumping allowed. So.
Aren't we supposed to load the bodies in the carts headed to the flooded district? Yeah, but screw that. That's too far. I don't want to catch the plague, do you? No.
Doesn't the elixir prevent it?
Maybe. Either way, let's just dump them down there. Let the rats eat them.
Apparently you can hit the corpse. That would have never occurred to me, and nothing indicates that. So I'm going to stand by my sentence. I'm not giving this game... I'm not refusing to give this game a positive just for you, Black Malkin. There we go. Said that right. So yeah, rats eat plagued corpses. Rats spread plague. Cool. So this is a much more direct tutorial for the thing I already mentioned being tutorialized at earlier, which is distracting rats. Now, you'll notice they're not coming towards it. Of course they're not. What we need to do, we need to come up here, grab one of these, kind of make a chain. Might still be a little too far away. Ignore the flies. Ignore how much this would smell. There we go. Throw one over there. There we go. And we've chained them. Now, we're going to have to get the hell out of here. Because this is a time thing like we saw earlier. Yeah, this game doesn't gross me out, mostly because of the stylization. The same reason Warcraft doesn't gross me out. Warcraft technically includes a lot of very gross things, but it doesn't bother me because it's exceptionally stylized. Plus the detail.
Has temporarily escaped state custody. Several brave officers of the state are dead by
delicious rats.
He is to be captured or killed at any cost.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Interact with it. But yeah, it's kind of like Valiant Heart. It's a similar thing. It would be gross if it wasn't stylized to the point where I can detach myself from it. Ooh. But again, if you have a rat problem, this is probably your final warning that this is not the game to watch. Similar to Plague Tale, Requiem, whatever it was called. You know the one. The one we already played. Okay, so that's actually not what I was expecting to happen, but that's okay. I'll accept that. Traps are a thing. More corpses. A lot of corpses. Just corpses everywhere, really. No dumping allowed. Yep. I do remember that, Dr. Winter. Greetings, Corvo, or should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are the servants of the Empire and the true Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons, for you, crafted for you of the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man Samuel near the tunnels, where the tunnels spill in the Wenraven River. All haste and luck, we share common purpose. A couple more tools. Gotta increase the kit. That's probably why I was thinking of it in the wrong direction. As I've mentioned, I've played Dishonored 2 far more than I've played Dishonored 1, so I'm wrong. So we can do this, or we can use hotkeys. So we got the gun, we got the bullets. I don't know what that is. I think that's our poison bullets. And that's our explosive bullets. I don't know what any of this stuff is. What is all this stuff? What do we got here? Best track record and strongest lineup of games? Core Nintendo 5, no question. This is not... There we go. Oh, there we go. What do we got? So we've got regular crossbow, sleep darts. That's what those are. And then something else, which I don't actually know what it is. Ah, whatever. I mean, I've heard that about spiders before, Type 3B. Like, some people don't understand why I get wigged out about spiders. In case you're too daft to remember, look for your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey, got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, come back for it next month. Okay. Favorite game company currently? I mean, I'm still probably... Incendiary, that's probably what it is. I'm still probably going to go with Core Nintendo on that one. I mean, come on. Oh, this world is messed up, Matt F. Holy crap.
He won't get past me, sir.
Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad is around?
Then try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
Bastard.
I mean, that's actually good advice. Not good for you, but you know, it's good advice in general.
What's that? I don't know what he is. They come here to die sometimes in the dark. Just slip into the water, don't come out.
Sure. Well, he didn't follow the advice. Should have made some noise.
Tonight, another patrol with you.
Can't I read that out of the water, but I can in the water. The outsider walks among us. Yeah, just picture the smell of this place. Just picture it. Just deep inhale. Yeah. To the world building there.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Several brave officers of the state are dead by his hand. He is to be captured or killed at any cost.
Not that I'm aware of, Madev. It is a rather well fleshed out world, but
Over here. Quickly.
it's pretty much all in the games. 2 games. Well, technically 3.
I'm
2.5.
Samuel, and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. Well, they said you'd come out here. I could still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
Alright, let's go, old man. The best? 3. The worst? 2. Alright, so we killed 9 hostiles, 0 civilians, 0 alarms, 3 dead or unconscious bodies found. High chaos. Didn't kill anyone, didn't get that. Ghost, never detected, didn't get that. Didn't find a bunch of stuff. We only found 1/3 of the coins. Now, I'm going to make one last comparison to Thief, and then I swear I'm going to move on from the Thief comparisons. This screen right here. This just screams Thief to me. Obviously, it's a lot less mandatory, since in Thief you actually have to gather X amount of money, and especially, oh my god, the hard difficulties on Thief. We're not playing on hard when we get to Thief. We are not going to try and, oh god. But the point is, it gives you a little bit of a synopsis of what there is, what you got of what there is, and how you performed. It's just a neat little thing. I like it. Moving on. You can also replay. It's Thief with a lot more killing. And British. The one I never played, Gum Gum?
This is the Hound Pit's pub.
I've
Closed
never
for
played it.
business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
I actually have relatively minor arachnophobia, to go back to what's being talked about in chat. It's just when it gets triggered hard. I think we're still up to a grand total of like 6 games that would trigger it, ever. And I've played a lot of games. I wonder what this means. Oh, well. Oh yeah, definitely some steampunk or oil punk, if you prefer.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress. I'm sure the Admiral is anxious to meet you. It wasn't easy getting you here.
Bloodborne did not have issues with me, no. Wow, that's a terribly constructed sentence. I did not have issues with Bloodborne.
From what I understand, time's getting short.
Got it. Hanging around to check things out. What do we got? Amori. Is that already on the list, Cyric? But yeah, so the worst game for me for arachnophobia ever is honestly probably Grounded. But I'm not actually sure, for reasons that should be obvious if you've ever played or watched me play Grounded. Hold on. You know, Cyric, I'm starting to feel a trend here. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the size kind of makes it worse in Grounded, but obviously ignoring Grounded, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition are all about as bad for me, followed immediately by Skyrim. Limbo didn't actually bother me as much as you'd think. Yeah, obviously Dakota. Do cute stylized bothers? But I mean, I just named the only games that ever bothered me. Grounded, Dragon Age, and Skyrim. I guess it's actually 5, my bad. Oh, Maury. Thank you, Cyric, for being part of the show. And apparently stockpiling points for months. Exactly, Fly Again. The bears really bother me in Dragon Age and Skyrim. Movement doesn't bother me as much, but it can. Like if I see something, okay, so I think movement is absolutely part of it. Apparently, Cyric, jeez Louise. You can talk, it's okay. I'm not a priest, you can talk to me. The, words. Movement, animation. So I have seen several games do spiders, especially giant spiders, that don't bother me at all. And the reason why is because they don't move like spiders. They move like crabs. And you probably know what I'm talking about if you're thinking about it. You could probably think right now in your head of some example of a thing where there's a spider which acts and functions like a crab, not a spider, and that doesn't bother me. I will also admit that, generally speaking, only furry spiders tend to bother me. Like the 5 games I just mentioned. You know, if I see like a black widow, it's just like, okay. But if I see a tarantula, that thing is dead. It's on fire and burning and dead. It's dead. Thank you, Oculus. If you would like to put that towards up to 2 other things, because the plurality system, please let me know. Yeah, Dragoons don't bother me. It's weird. Dragoons are awesome. Are you kidding me? They're dead, Cyclops. They're dead. Yes, that one's dead too, Oculus. Chiren's dead! Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry, Chiren, I thought you were a spider. Whew, okay, we're cool, we're cool. Yeah, what I find it most interesting is this is a... You realize I might actually veto the game act. Like, I might actually look into it and decide to veto the game. In fact, I'm going to make a note to myself right now. Look into Rain World for veto. Okay, cool. Moving on. My King of Koopa's life. So what I like about this game...
Attention all citizens.
Yeah. Okay, so pick something. Dawn of War 1 and 2 and Warhammer 3 are funded. Pick something else. Bricks! Yeah, I do actually want to point out the bricks. I know, shocking. But I mean this sincerely. There's actually 2 things I want to talk about in this area before we move forward. Bricks and the doodads. But also, when I say brick, everybody who knows me knows brickwork just refers to any of this stuff. It's not just the bricks. It's just, it usually comes up on brick. Yeah, that's great, Oculus. They're funded. Pick something else. So, it's probably not immediately apparent to anybody not familiar with texture design and all that fun stuff, but these don't look like bricks. And I like it. In fact, I like it a lot. These look like... Here, let me try to get a good angle. So, that right there. Okay, you see that shot right there? Pretend for a moment that you're not actually looking at a video game. Instead, pretend for a moment that you're looking at a painting.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall.
Because you are. So, obviously, this stuff is very stylized. It's not patterned. Like, in fact, at a glance, I can only see one repeated pattern on this particular screen. But what you're seeing here is someone actually painted the textures to make them look like that oil painting aesthetic we've already talked about. And it's not really all that noticeable unless you're really looking at it or you're getting up close, which is why I'm drawing your attention to it. But I do love this. I love this approach to it because it makes the whole game, at a glance, without you even really processing it, look like you're playing in a painting. Aesthetic. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look like a photo. It doesn't look photorealistic. There's no bit mapping or bump mapping or anything like that. In fact, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we can just prove it. It's just straight flat. But we can tell that someone sat down and either painted or made the texture and then stylized it to look like it was painted, specifically to maintain that aesthetic. And that's why I was putting to the ground, too. The ground's actually more obvious. The ground literally looks like splotches of paint, as you can see. You can almost see where the brush strokes are when you're looking at it. So I like that. It's good aesthetic, and it really adds to the style of the game. It makes a game that is 11 years old look pretty good, my opinion, even now. This is true everywhere, too. If you really zoom in on, like, even the textures in the metal, same thing. It looks like someone has blotched it out. Which is probably the wrong word, but I don't know. I don't care. Eva will correct me, and she'll punch me and beat me up because she's Superman. Let's see, so you wanted to put the other... What did you finally decide on there, Oculus? It was, yeah, good. The reason I'm so big and harsh on brickwork for years, and always have been, is because they're crap like this. It's the kind of thing a decent amount of people probably do not actually notice. And I don't mean that in any way as an insult, because really good brickwork is the kind of thing you're not actually supposed to notice. So, God of War 5, StarCraft block. And what was the original thing? Oh yeah, Vermintide. Vermintide 2. Damn good game. Alright. Thank you, Oculus. Whoops, I actually missed one from Cyric earlier. Jeez Louise, Cyric. So much. Okay. Yeah, I've actually noticed that, in addition to the fact that my job is being an analyst, you tend to notice things that you've worked on. Like, audio design is a big thing for me nowadays. I tend to notice immediately how people do balancing and voice direction and that kind of thing, because I literally do that. I've been doing that for a few years at this point. But wonderful visual style. We also noticed that we have the same general area we had earlier that I was showing off. So there's the city proper, aka the slums. A couple of large buildings are noticeable. You see like a cathedral-looking thing, whatever that is. We've got a tower, no worries about that. And we're also still in the nice district, even though this is where we've got the industrial stuff. This isn't the fancy district, this is the nice district. There's layers to this. And I was hoping to see a ship out there, but not really. That's okay, that's okay. We'll move on, we'll move on. Oh yeah, doodads, right. Because I want to review Undertale under different circumstances, the same reason as all the others, basically, King of Koopa's Live. All of those games are there for the exact same reason. Color distinction. So this is actually something worthy of note. Despite looking brown, yeah, let's pull that screen right there. Despite being generally brown, you'll notice that effort has been made in order to try and make it so that it just doesn't look boring. We have different tint, we have different tone, and we have good contrasting outlining. So like, let's look at that building over here on the right, for example. You can actually see this black outline there, which helps to accent and contrast the much more muddier and layered brickwork that's underneath it. In fact, it looks like it's... There we go. We're actually out of render radius. There we go. Now you can see it. And yeah, there's some good usage of different colors. We got a good green over there. We've had some... The ground is surprisingly yellow. We've got a good bit of ochre and some, like, muddy red. We've also got that in the background. Point being, a good amount of effort has been put into making sure that it doesn't just look brown. Which is good, because we all know how much I love the brown era of gaming. No, King of Koopa's Live. In summary, I want to wait until I'm alive before I actually stream those games. Now, let's see. We're going to go ahead and move on in. Yeah, the sky is, well, choked with smog, because Victorian Age London. So I need to jot down several things now. So we've got brickwork is obvious. We also need to do... yeah, honestly, the sky should be... but we'll talk about that actually more later. Let's see. So we've got brickwork. We've got... We've already got the depth of field problem down there. Bloom. We're going to put Bloom down there, too. The voice acting's off in this game. It's not bad, but I think voice acting might actually be a wash. We'll see. We'll have to debate that as we go. We do want to type down the intro, which we are now out of, and the tutorial. And I think I am going to give one positive to story for the intro. It's a little rushed, but one thing I do like about the intro is that the beginning of the intro is very, very rushed, as we already talked. I mean, obviously I was, being very slow and talking about things and acknowledging donations, but the very beginning of the intro, if you're just going through it, is very quick. And then the next section, which is the escape from the prison, is designed to be much more slow-paced, and I do think that is actually to its overall benefit.
So it's starting at last, Admiral. We've found our man. Even after 6 months in Coldridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress.
Third time we've heard that.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
So I swear I'll shut up about the bricks at some point. But in this first, I just want you to look at this, because the attention to detail on this screen is actually kind of crazy good. It's not the usual approach to doodad design in brickwork that I tend to see. It's instead just a lot of thought has been put into making it look I think the word I want to use here is believable. Like, yeah, you've got the broken tiles, you've got a little bit of litter and trash here and there. You've got the seat cushions over on their left, which first of all are red, which pulls it in. Yeah, it's lived in. Thank you. It's lived in. It looks like a place. It looks like it looks like a Star Wars. Let's just call it what it is. You can't even see through the glass because it's so tinted. We've got this lovely stained glass setup up over here. Probably one of the best maintained sections of the area. The wood, it's hard to see from this angle, but if we move up here, this looks like someone tries to clean this, but it hasn't actually been cleaned in a decade. We've got how just ignore the trash for a second. Look at how scuffed up the floor is. How probably no one's actually waxed this floor in, again, forever. And yeah, there's that lovely, lovely dog, whatever it's called, the hound, the symbol of the pub up there. Even that's a little bit tainted, but again, probably one of the most well-maintained things here. We've just got debris. I love this crap. This is great.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
No, exactly. I drink from hand.
Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
You should not put that in my face, please. Thanks. Okay, so hang on. Gonna do something real quick. Yes, Fun Falterstein. Well, not more specifically, but... Yep. Okay, hold up. We can do this. We can do this. We have the power. No. Okay, hang on. See, the problem is the glass doesn't exist while you're carrying it. You notice that? Like, it's most obvious when you do it at an angle like here. The glass detaches from the world and becomes part of the HUD, effectively. I'm saying that wrong, but you get my point. I'll look into it, Act. Don't worry. I will obviously... No, I'm going to refuse to tell you, because I'm a dick, Act. It's not quite... It's saying it's a sprite isn't accurate, because you can see how it's still reacting to the lighting in the room as I turn around here. It still has its properties. It's just... It's not here. It does not exist. No! God dang it. Okay, this is... Hang on. No. Almost had that. No. Oh my god. Hang on. Okay. Now we just need to nudge it forwards. Whoa, that was disorienting. Damn it, Yura! I can do better! Whoa, shoot. Where am I? Oh god. I'm on the... There we go. Okay. Hang on. I got this. What is happening to me? Oh, Jesus. Okay, hang on. I mean, I've done that before, Act, and I will do that again, almost assuredly. I do have my limits, and I am at an age now where I'm okay with saying, hey, no. No offense, of course, but... yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable with saying no to games that I know are going to have sections that are bad, because they have sections that are bad. This is not happening. Jesus. Okay, hang on. New plan. Damn it, it loses momentum. Or rather, it isn't carrying momentum. Or rather, the game probably doesn't know what momentum is. Oh! That was close. was that? Where was that? Damn it! Okay, hang on. That's why I gotta look into it. Yeah, instead of just arbitrarily saying no. I mean, you know. If you want me to just arbitrarily say no, I can do that. Because I'm a dick! Who is also a moron. Gotta remember that. I'm a moron on top of being a dick. I am not... It's not happening. Okay, whatever. I give up. Bartender's like, where'd our beer go? I guess we're not going up there yet. Alright, whatever. This way. Hello, Piero.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master.
Best voice actor in the game? Not joking.
No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
Yep, it's Brad Dourif, a.k.a. The Awesome.
That one is empty. A new tank, please.
I'm sorry, I am an absolutely gargantuan fan of Brad Dourif. Not just because of how he sounds when he's being creepy, which of course he can do. But what I love most about Brad Dourif is he can sound very uncreepy too. But he can also sound a third variant, which is unintentionally creepy, which you don't see him do very often. It's pretty rare that he pulls it off. But every now and again you see him just kind of sliding in there and being someone who's uncanny, is how I would like to explain it. And he's so good at it. So, this is our first overt reference to whale oil. But, well, whale oil does stuff like this. Among other things. Whale oil is, we'll talk more about it. So anyways.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time and then observe them for years if need be to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
I think that speaks for itself. Thank you, Savicom, as always. Give me one moment, and I will jot that down. Let's see. Dyson Sphere Program. Speak it in 4. And speak it in Tactics. Well, and a bunch of other stuff. Whale blubber's delicious. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regards to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral's paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. The empty tank... It appears that Greaves Oil Company's done something correctly for once. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, still alive at this point, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them onto the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to Port and Dunwall, where the crew work on the gray creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. I estimate she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. With this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Whoops. Whatever. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. Burn it, Evo. Of course, I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs, and of course, why not? After all, it's likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We're all part of a community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. I am too, Evo. This world is turbo screwed. This world needs to be mass evacuated by the military. That's the evacuation ship, the last step. And then they need to leave it to slide back into the abyss where it came from. And I am not speaking hyperbolically. It's where the world came from. The abyss. Further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may now laugh at my door to nowhere, but someday you may not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night, but a few short years ago, you'd have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they're nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Piero's Remedy. The Golden Cat, the finest ladies in all the Isles, skilled in the sensual arts, aged whiskey of renown. Blue Power, best quality, guaranteed. James & Co. Saturday, December, Preston Club, where there will be the following amusement. We wish... I don't know what that's saying. God damn it, Mr. Red. There's Greaves Lightning Oil, high-grade, undiluted whale oil. Gotta have all that super excellent whale oil. Looks like it's about all we've got here. Gotta have the herbs, very important. From Admiral Havelock. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals of crystal? King sparrow feathers. If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the Academy everything you need was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly. But this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you gotta slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases until they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city's in ruins, so no one's going to miss any of the odd scrap you seem to need. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's Remedy, a name I did not choose, if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a mean of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because the strain works with efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it with the blood of those afflicted, and it's nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. And while it's true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle, secret variance in the key ingredients making a Piero's remedy ensures it works in higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless, blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. Okay, apparently it's just money. Okay, so we do have a slight problem. Of course it's a pissing contest. We've read 3 separate things that indicate Piero is not super fond of his former compatriot. There we go. So, this is also a mechanism in several stages. A way to replenish the tank, a way to replenish the oil. Often not right next to each other.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Everything. Make everything! No, this is whale oil punk, Don Crow. Thank you, Mr. Red. Always and ever. Thank you. I don't know if this deserves a positive for this, but one thing I find interesting is they go out of their way to tie a decent amount of upgrades and unlocks directly to money. I'm trying to think of how to explain that properly, because you're probably thinking, well, duh, but no, what I mean by that is some games will tie it into unlocks or a special item you have to get several of, or maybe just gear you find out in the level. Tying it to something fungible allows the player the option to allocate the resources more precisely wherever they want to do so. As long as there is a good amount of currency out in the world, and spoilers, there totally is. As you saw, we could get way more currency just in the very first level, and also that the prices are actually being set properly in order to make sure that you have the right flow of income to outcome. You do need blueprints for some of the upgrades, that's true. And that's its own thing. I mean, we're not doing it yet, Fife. I'm going to be completely 100% honest. I do not know why Mr. Red wants me to cover... actually, it is Euro. I don't know why Mr. Red wants me to cover that show. It'll be really short. Like, each episode, as in each of my episodes, will probably be about 15 minutes long, because there's just not that much to talk about there. But, okay. Whatever. I don't understand. The Donkey Kong Country show. I don't actually remember if it's both seasons or just the first one, but either way. It's, It's a thing. It's a thing. It does make sense in lore, too. I do agree with that. So we'll jot down some thoughts here. Itemization is something we definitely have to debate. It has 3 seasons. I didn't know there was a 3rd season. I really didn't. Yeah, the CGI one, which is... It's a bad show. It's a terrible show. Let's just get that out of the way. It's going to be a show that's like nothing but blues and blacks. We might occasionally see a green. But we'll see. I'm actually really curious. Got that there, we got that there, and we've got Ross. Thank you, Ross. I'm getting bombarded today. Always appreciate, you know the question. I mean, coins don't mean anything, Gum, so why wouldn't that make sense? What did I do stream connections of the Mario Brothers Super Show? No. What's my color ranking from? Black, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple. Bottom to top. Okay, so Firewatch. Breath of Fire 1 and 3. And Ruby Streaminations. You got it. Sure, Hazardous, hit me. By the way, hi, Hazardous. I haven't seen you around in a while. Yeah, it's my own color scheme. It's... Oh, sorry, you were asking where does it come from, not what it is. I'm an idiot. I apparently can't read today either. So, green... Well, actually, blue, green, yellow, orange, red should be fairly obvious. That was actually originally the color spread. Yellow is average. Orange is above average, red is great, green is below average, blue is bad. So you got the 5 in the middle there. But if you know me, you know I've got 2 other separate categories on this, the Gushinations and the Lamentations, right? So black was decided to be the color. We actually didn't decide originally, but black is so distinct from the color wheel that that's the Lamentation. But then I was torn on what to make the top color, and purple is my second favorite color. So I went with purple. I do, Hazardous. I don't think orichalcum is a color. I could be wrong. It also had to be something that were basic colors. What's my first favorite color? Black and white. Oh god, I haven't tried that, pancakes. I'm glad you're liking them, Finny Hori. Thank you. A favorite dystopian currency? What's that one terrible, terrible episode? I don't mean like bad, I mean like awful. Dystopian, where you have to like exercise on a bike to earn credits to pay for stuff. You know that one I'm talking about? Ooh. Well, I know it's a Black Mirror episode, but like merits, that was it, the merits. So what do we got here? Ammo. Including a rewiring tool, which is actually really important, really useful, and also quite expensive. So, oh my god, Hazardous. I love it. I already love it. I remember the movie where currency was time, which is funny because time is the ultimate currency in real life. So, storage capacity. Obvious. Bone charms. We don't even know what those are yet. Oh yeah, the Undersea has some interesting currencies. We can ship sunlight in the Undersea, which I couldn't do for too long because it wouldn't let me. The mass optics allow you to zoom in, which I'm not going to get an actually like that. So overall, this is I don't want to overpraise, but again, this is a basic but good shop system, right? See how much we currently have, see how much we can have, the cost, current money, name, and a bit of a descriptor. You can mouse over to see the cost. It's very clear which one we're activating. There's a little bit of a visual thing to showcase which thing it is. This is fairly basic UI design, but as I've been reminded as recently as last week, not every game knows what UI design is. So, just a little bit of praise here. I think I'm going to hold off for right now on anything.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks.
Sleep well.
I have never tried to speedrun this game. I'm not a big speedrunner of FPS. It's the only game I've ever actually sped run. It's Half-Life 2, as far as FPS games. So, we're going to say yes, even though it's the dumbest possible thing we can do. But we don't know that, of course. I guess Portal does count. I wasn't counting that, J. Palmer, because that's a puzzle game in my brain. But yeah, okay, I'll give you Portal. We haven't reviewed it yet, Mr. Red. So, remember when I said that everything in this world comes from the void, Evo? I wasn't being facetious. For those of you not aware, this is where the world comes from. We'll see more of it later. I've seen some people pull off absolutely bonkers stuff in this game. Like, it's a little shocking how well they do. Oh my god. The armor sells it, Hazardous.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
Sorry, I don't know you played this game, Evo. Thoughts on the outsider here? He comes across a lot less horrible than he actually is here. Not that I actually blame the outsider. I think he is a victim as much as anybody else in this, but I don't want to get too much into it because it's super spoilery. We'll talk about him more in 2. Which we're streaming sometime in 15 years. So, this is how they decided to make this interface work from an FPS perspective. It interprets where you're pointing and moves out to a range based on that. You can only go out to that certain range, but this way you can aim more precisely and be able to do things like that. You cannot save her. You cannot save her. You cannot save her. Do you want me to read this whole thing? Yeah, no, I feel... My theory on the matter is that the outsider actually has nothing to do with this, really. It's just the particular thing that created the outsider, just kind of bouncing around spoiler territory here, happened to put him in a position to take advantage of the nature of the setting, of the nature of reality. And so he does. He's also strikes me as someone who's terribly bored all the time. I mean, he's been around for a while, which is, of course, why he goes ahead and grants his mark to people who interest him, like us. So, Piero's. What does Piero's do? Gives you mana. You'll notice mana also slowly regenerates after a cooldown period. Which is its own little interesting mechanic. Yeah, interestingly enough, I would agree that that the Outsider is, I think the word I actually want to use here is respectful. The Outsider actually treats us as if he respects us. Nobody else has done that so far, with the possible exception of the Empress and Emily, and that's honestly different, right? Thank you, Melkor Blade. Yeah, you can over... I actually like the mechanic. It's probably going to get its own positive, because you can overuse your mana if you don't do the cooldown. Which works great, because it means if you want to do something right now, you can. It's just going to cost you. It's gradient. You know I love gradient design. But if you're patient and have the time to wait, you have effectively infinite mana. Don't the Loyalists show a bit of respect? That's not the word I'd use. Ignoring all spoilers, even in the scene we've already seen with them. Fujin, Sword, Rewind, Rayman Legends, and Trails in the Sky. Even with the one scene we've seen them, it feels more to me like they think of you as a convenient attack dog, which they're willing to, let out on the things that they need to deal with. Yeah, we're the means, we're the tool. We're a useful tool, but we're a tool. Now, what I find most interesting, you recognize these two, by the way? What I find most interesting about this, so I mentioned my personal theory, is I should say theory, because we don't actually know for certainty. I want to talk about something, but I just realized it's extraordinarily spoilery, so I'm not going to do that. But my personal theory is that the world is not just birthed from the void, which is this, but also is still intimately connected with it. That's how magic works. You're using the void to edit the process, right? And yeah, by the way, there we go. Whales just hanging out here. Remember, whale oil is effectively magic, logic, connections. The reason I bring this up, this is probably something that's actually happening out in the physical world. So we're probably seeing something that was actually happening. Corvo, I'm very sad. They say that you're dead like mother, but I'm going to put this little note and throw it in the river because I don't believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. My thought, I think she actually did write that letter. I think because they caught her writing that letter, she was never able to put it in the bottle and throw it in the river. But because of the somewhat morphic way this setting works, the letter still got to us. If we're being honest, probably at least partially because of the Outsider himself. You get the idea. Either way, we did get the letter. Oh yeah, and the mana potions are there if you need to regenerate, because you can regenerate even non-regenerable mana with the potions. So, there's the Spy Master. Again, probably a moment that actually, really happened. Being pissed as he's looking over the map of the city and explaining things, and just, yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy. We also have one of our better maps of the situation. Calero, Sagunto, Bastilon, Potterstead, Whitecliff, and, of course, Dunwall, right there. This is probably one of our best insights into the world outside of here, other than the brief bits we get for the Doom continent to the west, which we'll talk about later, or not at all. But yeah, we actually see naval routes and patterns. It's a very well-designed map. Huge props to us. Someone was asking earlier, I think Matt F. was asking earlier, excuse me, what's the level of world building and design here? They bothered to make a fairly accurate, well-designed map that looks like it was pieced together. You notice how this is actually made, like, okay, let me try to explain this. So this is how maps were done in real life. You'd sketch out the terrain, and then when you did more detailed work and noticed that this is actually where the coast is, and here's the stuff here, you would make a new map and place it on top of it. This is a real thing. In fact, people actually still do this just for fun. Obviously, you don't need to do it for, like, real purposes because we have satellites nowadays. But this is the kind of thing you would do to actually design a map. You'll notice there's several that, like, there's that on that coast, that one's on top of that. We've got that one on the east coast. We got that one on the southern end. Bits and pieces, right? It's cool. I love it. Wonderful, wonderful little details and attention there, too. Just going to ignore the whales for right now. So, going back to moments that are probably actually happening, here's two people who are sick. Coughing. And there's those... God, I hate those enemies so much. I hate those enemies so much. But you can see what they are. They've got a bit of armor. They've got the stilts. They've got the flaming arrows. A little bit of an indication of what we're getting into, and of course how we're going to deal with them once we get there. Sorry.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this. The heart of a living thing, molded by my hands.
Thanks.
With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
We're not talking about the heart yet. Not yet. Yep, we got the heart of Davy Jones.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
Okay, well, okay, so apparently we can already talk to the heart. So, this is the Empress's heart. Like her actual heart.
All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
So, this is absolutely getting a positive. We even have precedents for this, believe it or not, because we have played Paper Mario before. This is effectively the tattle option from Paper Mario, if you've ever played that game. It's obviously useful for a gameplay perspective, because it gives you little hints and stuff. But its real purpose is to give you little tidbits of lore, either for the area you're in, or a specific person, or whatever.
Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky.
Because they're sliding into the abyss.
The one who walks here is all things. Cradle songs of comfort and bones gnawed by teeth.
Cool.
This is the place from which those who dabble in black arts draw their power. And this place is their doom.
Because anybody who uses it, yada yada yada.
I can feel a great age ending. This place is
okay, and we've looped.
All things. And the beginning.
That's strange, but I'm not going to question it. Yes, notice how it actually pops up there. You can also do this. It literally is depending on where you're pointing. See? Oh yeah, there's a doorway. Yeah, whatever. You gotta get your cardio somehow. Nice, ribbons. Yay. now to doing no power run. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Technically can't do that in this one. We have to sort of make it work. So we got dark vision. Mandatory as far as I'm concerned for this game. Possession, bend time, devouring swarm, which is exactly what it sounds like. Wind blast, shadow kill, agility, bloodthirsty, and vitality. Nom, 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 nom. We're of course going to get dark vision.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Jesus. Not using dark vision. I mean, if we're going to kill everyone, we don't really need dark vision. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Of course I'll tell you, dearie, I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen I can see out of the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and buggy. See a little lump of dirt where something is wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest among the rows of twisted vines. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside. Warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. First two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones and boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine, fine people. Vera more, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even, your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly in my prime. Radiant, he said, and he was barely just a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on canvas for pretty coin. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond, even. All the way to the red cliffs of Pandysia, that's the Doom continent, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes. All those marks and bones, carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. Little Butte boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, carve these bones for me. Make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, the royal headsman himself now. My little mute boy and his shiny, shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired, so I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my mute little boy, I carved in the name with the one with black eyes, and after my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts. I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old. I don't have many gifts to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags, and feeding little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, especially those rude little louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him. You and me in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always the one with the black eyes, dearie. Yeah, Granny Rags is disturbingly literal. Slackjaw. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young, before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days when he was the boss of the Bottle Street gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired, dark-eyed, smoking a pipe at the age of 10. For them born in the brothels or coming from orphanages, either gangs or working with the mudlarks, and nobody wants that. Some got pressed in the Navy, or put down in the mines by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we got, at least we was free. By the time we wasn't little ones anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we got down to a farmer's cart or a sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with a plan, give everyone some part to play, and we'd decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made it better like that. More food and more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore, now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up the protection racket from the factory woman. One fine evening, we're all taking in a body show at the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats, too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning. Throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face, and breaks his jaw. Look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points to the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day, without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for all of us to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks that Slackjaw buys, actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you attach to the line of the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick kinks, and there's shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reach his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. Bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking eyed wide and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw, a look comes over his face that still gives you the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door like a blood ox, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins and the shark hook bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds on to the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, and the chain wrapped around his left arm, hooks sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck to Mike's face with a nail. Said, if you want a job, come to Bottle Street. Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spreads fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them he was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-eyed Trish never came back missing a thumb. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction, had a black backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seems a unfortunate series of events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipped and fell into the water, out cold. One of the older bosses found his bed with his belly open and a Tivian pear stuffed into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of whole wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underboss, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, he went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like. Calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out amongst the Royal Spymaster Snitches, the responsible citizens group they call themselves, telling everyone to work a shop or sweep it off the front steps of their eyes, to keep watchful for Slackjaw and his men. Tried to suss out what they were up to and what had planned, but Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms amongst the shopkeep and the watch, too, telling him he was in town to stay, and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He's finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up ladies and gentlemen of the night if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. First, it seemed like a good thing. A few people get sick, everyone wants to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir, or spiritual remedy, they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still where we could water down stuff and sell it discounted. Doing the same with Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Oh my god. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while, there's so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everybody started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Ha! Spymaster Burroughs took over, and the Watch started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watchtowers, tall boys, that's the stilts guys, and them arc pylons. Put up a wall of light across Clavert Boulevard that cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the city watch, with their taxes and rations. And that's kept us alive. So far. Yeah, I hear you. God, shut up. Do I have to read all of these? That's gonna take a while. I was actually wondering why there's so much stuff here. Okay, that doesn't work that way. Yep, Dowd is an agent of the outsider. There's no limit to the evil this man might do. I'll read a little bit. So this is from the Royal Spymaster here. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutors in the Isles, yet her mother spoils her. She spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing, or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. This girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. And he's dead. Alright, cool. I missed one? Don't worry, I got something to say to him, Evo. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, apparently I missed one. My bad. Yeah, it says a lot about how weirdly incompetent the Spymaster is, that he does not seem to understand what running an empire or courtly life or just day-to-day function actually is. That's not the first time we've seen that. I mean, we've frankly already seen him as an incompetent villain. I'm not sure if it's negative worthy or not. It's just something to keep in mind. Like, he's a Saturday morning cartoon villain, you know? I don't know, Evo. Maybe I should stab just in case. Just to be sure. Yeah. Okay. That's confusing. Oh, whatever. What do we got for bone charms right now? Because we got a bunch. Oh my god, okay. Okay. What do we got? Breathing capacity increased, peephole magnification, breaking glass sound reduced, drop assassination gives you health, swim speed increased, enemies miss more often with ranged shots, white rats can be consumed for mana, white rats don't attack you. Yeah, exactly, Raven King. Shot whiskey bottles explode with greater intensity, damage from explosions. Win sword versus sword contest. We're going to need that if we're going combat. Which one was 4, Gum Gum? Yeah, exactly, Kira White Noise. He's a spy master, and yet he's... Well, honestly, he acts more like he should be the Admiral. So I'm going to go and say something... Oh, Oblivion. No, he was a good villain. What are you talking about? I'm going to say something a little bit strange here. I think they messed up on assigning positions. the guy helping us should be the spy master. The guy who planned the crude coup should be the admiral. Like, I think those should just be swapped right there, right? Well, thank you, Justin. It's good to hear. I don't know why Tassenauer. Yeah, like, City Watch, I could accept that too, you know? Like, there's a phrase, and I forget what it's actually called. There's an insult word for nobleman, usually it's a guy, who was given a military post in order to keep their family happy. They're almost always incompetent, and they're usually not actually expected to do anything. And when they do, they inevitably suck at it. That's the kind of person I could see planning this coup. And no, not Blue Blood. Blue Blood's just nobility in general. Like Captain Archer, yeah. But yeah, no, it's the kind of thing where I could see, given we know that there's an upper crust and a nobility and that whole problem in this city, I could absolutely see that the person planning the coup is that instead of the freaking spy master. But I'm getting off topic. We're gonna go grab that. Swim speed. Anything that's speed is fast. So we're gonna be killing people. We'll do those ones. I hope you like Archer. I've spent a lot of time on him. I want him to be a complicated character, so I suppose I can't actually... I suppose Flunky is accurate. I mean, we've already done a low chaos playthrough. Well, the trick rewrite's going nowhere at the moment, mostly because we're working on other stuff right now. However, the FF1 rewrite is mostly scripted, the FF2 rewrite is mostly outlined.
I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike gold digging in the Pandician cliffs. They found his ship drifting empty. You know, I tried to attend services with the overseers for a while. They've just gotten more and more, I don't know, rabid about the 7 strictures and witchcraft and all that nonsense.
Yep. Yeah, the religious sections are, I didn't even call it religious. They're just got their own thing going on. So, anybody who has a brain has already noticed that this is designed like a level. I don't even remember what the idea I had was, J. Palmer, so I don't know off the top of my head. But this is designed like a level. There's a way up here. There's clear layering to the outside pipes to allow you to progress with that. We've got the ability to go down there, or there, or there. You get the general idea. I'm just pointing that out because anybody, and I think I myself am included in this, who was paying attention noticed, oh, this is going to be a stage at some point. Cool.
Good day, Master Corvo. Lydia and I trade chores sometimes, and I'm starting to think I never come out ahead. She's a smart one.
Ah, yes. This stairway. This stairway is the bane of my freaking existence. Hello, Spy Master.
Let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
That's a good question, X.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
You got it. Alright, so. Oh, come on! Damn it. Hmm. You can go non-lethal, I believe from this point onwards. Yeah, I just ghosted him. Alright, quick, run! Run! Oh no, wrong button, wrong button. Oh, damn it! I hit the wrong button. No. Don't, hang on, cancel. Come on, game, come on, there we go. I don't think we have a canon ending to 2. Oh, with regards to 2? No, I think stealth is the canon ending for 1. You can kill a lot of people in this game. I'm not going to kill her, but you could.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista.
Hi.
I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me, but my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison, and I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
All right. Captain Kernow. Got it. We'll see what we can do. No promises.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into the Overseas.
The bounce. The fact that he flew into the river is what sells that. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, hang on. I shouldn't want to talk about it. Where, Piero! I just love killing. All right. You know. I was just curious. Okay. let's try that again. Everything's great, Walker. Everything's great.
What can I do for you?
Be slightly less creepy. Okay, so do I have any? I don't have... Oh, no, I do have some sleeping bolts right now. Hang on. So let's grab at least a couple. Redfall? Redfall. What's Redfall? Explain yourself. What is Redfall? Okay, so let's do... Full capacity. Full capacity. But optics sucks! Like, I'm not wasting money on that. Oh, the Arcane Vampire game? Oh, that game looks terrible, though. At least from what I saw. I haven't looked into it since then because it looked terrible. Yes, Piero's the one who likes to watch women bathe. Or maybe woman, singular, I'm not sure. Yeah, so we definitely want accuracy. That's mandatory, I would say. And there it is. Yeah. I agree with that. Well, I'll deprioritize it, Black. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Yeah, I'll go grab that. And sure, why not? Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's a shame. I love Brad Dourif to death, but they just keep asking him to play really creepy people. It's like, god dang it. You know one of my favorite roles of Brad Dourif of all time? No joke. Brother Matthew. I think it was Matthew. I might be getting the name wrong. Sorry. If I'm getting the name wrong, I apologize. Babylon 5.
I think the Admiral's awfully distinguished, don't you?
Yeah, it has worked. Thank you for asking, Plutonia. Yeah, no, he is very good at what he does, and he is extremely good at playing creepy. I will admit that my second favorite role for him is,
When you want to set out, just give the word.
Suitor. And what I find amusing about both roles is both roles have him playing someone who used to be creepy, but isn't anymore. Just, it's a coincidence, but it's interesting.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Let's do it. Level 1. 0.5. 7. I haven't decided, Black Malkin. Yeah, Suitors from Voyager. Who hopefully will have even more of a role in the rewrite. Yeah, I think we'll call it case by case. But
it'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts.
She is.
I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Yeah, I love that. There's just a sewer pipe going into the river. Sorry, sewer pipes, plural. Enjoy your rat meat. Wait, I'm actually injured. There we go. Enjoy my rat meat.
Let's go. It's nearly midnight. But easy, damn it. Keep him in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is.
Hey!
What is it?
I think that last one was moving.
What?
Yeah, the little one.
Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep working.
Okay. You saw me. It was Pesnator! You saw me! Game? Game? There you go. I told you, we did stealth last time. We'll probably do at least one chapter of pure stealth. Actually, have a specific one in mind for that matter. But we need to try off a pure kill. We never actually did a pure kill run, or a pure kill level. Ah, dang it, Pesnator. Why would you do this to me? Yeah, I was actually thinking the party. Probably still gonna kill her, but I think the party is one of the better levels to show off the stealth mechanics.
Attention Dunwall citizens. This is a special announcement from our Honorable Lord Regent.
This is the Lord Regent speaking. It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of August and potentially beyond.
Oh, Jesus. That was startling. Disable it by removing the... Oh, yeah, so, tutorial.
In addition, discontinuing crisis, the overseers of the Abbey and the Everyman remain in service to the state and are empowered to enforce order whenever and
It didn't fix it. It's still doing the depth of field. Do you see that?
Thanks to High Overseer Campbell for the generous loan of their services.
There's Slackjaw. Are you a dead counter? Brave men needed for crisis management. Must have skill in numbers and vigorous constitution. 10 coins a day. Satisfaction of service for to Dunwall. Contact the tax assessor's office if you qualify. Dude, I'm over here. I'm right here, dude. I'm not a hagfish, though. Oh my god, Black Malkin. Oh.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Following direct contact with an infected or weeping individual, you are required to remain in isolation for 2 continuous days. If signs of infection occur, report for transport to the flooded district.
Thank you, Pesdator. Always appreciate that support. Very, very much. And thank you, Pesdator.
Dunwall citizens, please clear the area when a motorized carriage or stilt walker approaches on state business. Be advised that such vehicles will not slow or stop to avoid citizens obstructing the way.
That's cool.
Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
You, okay.
I think the little birdies are sad today.
Dyson Sphere program is a video game. Yeah, I was gonna say, the trams in this setting especially probably don't have brakes in what we think of as brakes. Whoops! That... I'll get used to that at some point. That's the second time I've tried to do something that does not involve shooting my gun, and it has involved shooting my gun. It's right click, which keeps throwing me. I know, I can rebind it, but I'm just gonna try to get used to it. Take your time, Evo. Or else. Yeah, I need to open this bottle of milk. Ah, damn it! So, invisible ink. Yeah, that's exactly what I keep mentally doing, Black Malkin. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a moron because I have a headache, but when I think of like a game like this is right click and this is left click. I guess flip for you, but you get the idea. Because right hand, left hand, and that's just default there. And it just sort of sticks in my brain. And it usually takes me a minute to fix it. No, I'm going to get used to it. I'm going to get used to it. It's okay. Because I know what's going to happen if I remap it. Then I'm going to screw up the other way. So Kingsfield 4, Batman Streaminations, Invisible Ink. Then, oh shoot, I've already lost it. What was the sub for? What was the sub for? The sub was for, as a reminder, Guild Wars 2's latest episode is on. Make sure to log in if you haven't, in order to make sure to get it for free. Helltaker, Hard Space, Shipbreaker, and the Dyson Sphere program. There we go. Okay.
Attention, Watchmen. This district is now considered a highly infected area. Residents are to be escorted to adjacent neighborhoods or delivered for immediate deportation to the flood.
What's the reload button? Because there is no reload button.
Remain in position.
It is not R. First thing I tried.
Have completed the removal of infected bodies.
There we go. Thank you. It was use, yeah. Holding down use. Got rid of it.
That's not what we heard.
It was just a cold.
Are you sure? Because you know we have to check you over. And there's an inspection fee.
To the void with Bottle Street and to the void with you. Let me out.
Come on!
Hey!
Yeah? What's up?
I'm trapped. I owe you, brother. I won't ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that. You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business. Well, it was, at one time, but now I'm reduced to scavenging things from here and there as the city dies. If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me.
Well, yep, that's where we're at.
Huh?
Alright, now to answer Evo's questions. Gotta wait, obviously. I don't know, Crazy Norse. I mean, the obvious answer is, how about we not be, horrifically evil fascist dictators? But, then again, I've played Frostpunk, so you never know. Oh, come on, I can make that. I mean, we are magically empowered Mockingbirds, so that makes sense. In a good way or a bad way, Yura? Could go either way, really. Okay, we're not gonna read that out loud. Yep, not reading that one either. Jesus! Okay, so we're just gonna move on. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to do Granny's quests. I mean, the general approach is to do as much of the content that fulfills the 3 requirements. Which I suppose I'll say out loud, because not everyone's probably heard me say that. So we try to do everything that's possible, everything that's feasible, and everything that's reasonable. But it has to fulfill all 3. See you around, Jay Palmer. Yeah, we could get an evacuation ship going for here. Emily, in a non-evil playthrough. And the guy I shot in the face, Samuel, he's pretty cool. 2012, Baron. Let's see, other decent people. Yeah, I'd say I want to call them the twins. The two women in the town. I can't think of their names. How act? Real question. Okay. Yeah, remind me when we get there. We'll look into it.
That's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
Okay, so we need to turn up the visibility. I cannot see. This is a slowly increasing problem. I'm gonna turn this up to like here.
Granny, granny,
okay, now I can at least see what I'm looking at. Jesus.
Instead, granny, 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 you can't because you're dead.
Well, if you want me to kill you, lady, I'll do it. Why would the cheat flag be on? No, it's not that, Black Malkin. It's... So my monitor's an OLED, which isn't by design. It just happens to be an OLED. And on particularly dark games, it's a problem. So sometimes I literally cannot see what I'm looking at. And when I say literally, I mean literally. Like the example, I was already having trouble seeing, but like when I was trying to look up the staircase over here, this right here was pitch black. Pitch black. You know, because it turns off the thing. So I was just looking at this like, No, I do apologize. I'll be right back.
That's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it. Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead. I think the little birdies are sad today. Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead. Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it. If I was a birdie, I'd want that. Yes, I would, indeed. Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead. I think the little birdies are sad today. I told you the knives go on the left. They've always gone on the left. You never listen. I think the little birdies are sad today. Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead.
Great. This whole day has just been kind of wonky.
I think the little birdies are sad today.
And apparently they're shutting off the water later to check for a leak in the building.
Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Dear? Is that you, my dear husband? My eyes aren't what they used to be. Have you seen my little birdies? Oh, the dear things must be starving without their granny. Here, birdies. Here. Oh, my. I think I have gentlemen callers again, but not the way I used to, not the nice ones. I hear them, and they're not very polite ones either. Granny Rags, let us in. Ah, well, they'll go away again if they know what's good for them, but what a bother. Here's the key to the front door, love. You'll see to those ruffians, won't you?
Sure. Hey, it's some gentleman callers.
Let us in, Granny.
I bet she can't even hear us. She's blind, not deaf. Here to do your washing. She's not stupid either. Have it your way. We're...
Somebody give me a hand! You can't fight for shit!
Do not have ammo.
Granny. Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you. I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you. Go on. It's upstairs. On the vanity. I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the Boyle Manor. Everyone wanted to come. Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. I hope you like the little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those louts away. I can't bear these Bottle Street children. Ruffians, every last one of them. Rotten apples. And that slack jaw is the worst blot. You know what I just thought of? You could do something else for me. Another little favor. And I'd give you another present. Another lovely rune carved from the bones of a dead whale. Do you remember my doctor, dear? Dr. Galvani? Now there was a clever man. He's got all sorts of nasty rat guts and disease in his laboratory. Wouldn't it be a shame if some of that mess found its way into the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still?
Oh my god.
That'd teach him. See to it, dear.
You...
I'll find you another present just like
but
the first.
I don't want to do that.
He lives on Clavering Boulevard. Or at least he used to. Those were the days. Now run off. My baby birdies are hungry. So precious.
Okay.
You'll have to go or they won't come.
Well, looks like the rats got to one of the bodies. What do we get? What did we just get? Do we get nothing? We got nothing. Oh, whatever. Oh, we got a rune, not a... whatever. Okay, so... Devouring Swarm. We'll hold on to that for a minute. But yeah, she's a... I mean, if you didn't read the story from earlier that I read out loud, so I'm not sure how you would have
If I was a birdie,
read it.
I'd want to eat that. Yes, I would indeed.
She's a...
No peeking.
Well...
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family. But an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
That's a good question. We'll find out. In due time. So.
Get out.
Okay, okay. Let's just talk to your boss. Bye. Anyways, my favorite part about this game? Easy answer. Level design. Graphics are neat. Combat's okay. Kit's alright. Level design. That's what these games shine in. It's one of the reasons why I hold Dishonored 2 up higher than Dishonored 1. I remember having issues with this last time. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. Yeah, because I was doing a Don't Be Detected at All run. And, yeah. So, get past the wall of light. Okay. We're still technically in the intro, but in the interest of honesty, let's talk about design a little bit. Yes, it's the same devs, Truren. I call it All Roads Lead to Rome. All Roads Lead to Rome usually has to do with how you decide to go through a quest, which is usually a little bit more focused on the story axis, but it's a big thing when it comes to gameplay design. Because the ideal of the All Roads Lead to Rome concept is, here's your target, here's you, go. And it's much harder than it sounds to make this work. Because you, the designer, have to not only come up with multiple crafted ways to get through it, but you also have to allow for uncrafted ways to get from point A to point B. They actually show us that in the tutorial thing that popped up earlier, you can go get rid of the power. You can try to... I forget what else, actually. You get rid of the power, you can sneak around, and there's a third thing you can do to get around this wall of light. So the very first part of the very first stage is literally just, hey, you can go however you want to, within reason, through this stage. That's the whole point of the game. Make it through. And yeah, Hitman and Thief... Oh, Possession Magic. That was one. Hitman and Thief are other games that tend to practice this particular gameplay style. In my experience, Hitman 2 is probably the overall king of that. That is, of course, the new Hitman 2. But...
Attention.
They're all good. You know, we're talking inches amongst miles here. Possession! Yeah, we can have Possession right now. Which Hitman 2? The recent one. The good one. Not the old one, which is crap and terrible and awful. I spit upon it. Patooey. I've also never played it, so I have no idea how good, bad, or in between it is. Let's get Devouring Swarm. That sounds like fun.
Dunwall citizens, the following businesses have been closed and impounded by the state due to contamination. Barrow's Barbershop and Surgery, the Duke and Dancer Ale House, Merritt's Printing Firm, Pennyworth's Tack and Saddle Emporium, and the Smoke Street Dice Hall.
Stupid rats. Plague. Elixir. Bunch of crap.
Yeah, I tried Black Malkin. I was really not getting into it. But I didn't review it. So, hey, what's up? So that's what that does. It operates like that. Enjoy. They're working on something right now, and I forget what. Like, we know what Arcane's working on. I can't remember what it is. I mean, I gave some ideas about where I'd go with the Dishonored 2 when we were streaming Death of the Outsider. Granted, the setting kind of has a ticking clock on it in general, but I'd go to Pandysia. God, I can't remember how to pronounce it now. You know, that place. The Doom Continent. These are the originals, specifically Hazardous. Just showing off. So that's what the Wall of Light is. It's a Tesla death. Takota is correct. Not World War I would be a good pick to go next, because, duh, really. Oh, God dang it.
Hurts.
No, you didn't.
No, stupid goddamn Dublin son of Harlan gun.
Aha! There's another way you could get through the wall, Black Falcon. I didn't know that one.
Huh?
Nothing to see here.
Huh? What the fuck?
Language? But yeah, there's some obvious, deliberate connection, visual references to Half-Life 2. I don't remember if it's the same engine. I don't think this is Source, but I could be wrong, so I don't know. Okay, this is Unreal. Actually explains a couple things. So that INI file looks pretty familiar. Day 4, a feeding log. Day 4, assorted human remains, strong appetite. Day 10, 1 bag of pears, rats uninterested. Day 11, 1 tin of potted whale meat, eaten. Day 13, human torso, no trouble finding corpse parts. Day 17, no feeding, aggression increased, incident of cannibalism. Day 20, incident with previous maidservant, will withhold feeding until first day. Oh yeah, no, let's just open this door. That's a great idea. It's the best idea I've ever had. Let's let the rats out. It's a similar song to Let the Dogs Out, but with a lot more coughing and dying of plague. Excuse me. Restrict the restless hand, which quickly become the workmates of the outsider. Unfettered by honest labor, they rush to sordid gain, vain pursuits, and deeds of violence. Of what value are the hands that steal and kill and destroy? Instead, put your hands to the plow, the fork, and the spade. For even the lowliest labor that is rigorous squeezes, the muscle is a sponge, rinsing impurities from mind and body. Ugh. It depends, Melodol. We're only playing through Dishonored once. We'll play through Dishonored 2 twice. Some year. No, poor kitty! So... I'm sorry, I'm fighting a headache and I'm tired. Please forgive me here. Let's talk level design for a second. This is a very basic example of what I'm talking about, but I want to showcase it so I can literally show you what I mean when I say all roads lead to Rome. Here's where we are. Our destination's up there. How do we get there? Well, we are... no, it is not, Wraith. We are bottlenecked by this. There might be another route. I don't know. But the point is, this is, in many ways, our limitation. We have to go through this in order to get up. So this is Rome. All roads lead to Rome. How do we get here? Well, look at the layout of this place. So we start off. All these doors are closed. We've got, what was it, 3 guards patrolling? Or was it just 2? It was just 2. So we got 2 guards patrolling. We got this guy just kind of hanging out over here. We had that guy over there. Both of them, between them, effectively cover all of the open space. The obvious open space between here. Okay? Cool. Now we start off with this door closed, but it's a glass door, and they're facing away from us. So we have a few seconds to gather ourselves and think. What do we see immediately? first things. We see the destination on the left. It's obvious even from here that's a staircase. We see an open door on the right. So we now have two possibilities without even thinking about it, without even actually examining the room. We sneak our way in. We could just kill the guy, which is what we did. Let's look at a door on the right and a door on the left. Door on the left is a little more exposed, a little bit further distance, but pick up the key on the way over here. A little bit more reward for a little bit more risk. On the right end, we can go over to the side here. There was a third guy. I knew there was a third guy. We can go through the... Now, this guy's just kind of being a dick here, but it's okay, because this is when we use this, because he patrols in here, so we need to figure out where he's at. Okay, cool. We managed to deal with him, or hide, or kill, or however we deal with him. We've got a couple of options through this room. That remains exposed, but once we get this far, we're effectively in the clear. Until we get up to this door. Keyhole again. This guy patrols right around here. Big problem. Okay. So we have a couple of options to get through that, including just sleeping him, trying to sneak by quickly, or killing him. Or we can take out this guy, move over there. Or we can make our way all the way back, having secured one side. Try to deal with it from the other angle, which could cause its own problems, but given the way he patrols, there is a moment when he'll be looking that way, on that part of the hallway, where we can sneak by pretty much effortlessly here. You get the idea. None of these are good, bad, or in between. The whole point is that you have options. The whole point of all of this exercise is that however you want to go through this is how you can go through this. Whether going quiet, going loud. And then there's your magic kit, too. I'm just talking about things like movement and, like, your sword. And that's it. Yeah, there's the furniture, there's the rats, which we refused to release earlier. There's your freaking teleport, which can be used carefully to avoid vision entirely. This is just a tiny little sliver, but I think it's a good way to demonstrate why I love these games so much. This is the level design that makes these games awesome for me. Oh yeah, really quick aside. Listen to that. Listen to that. Now, I don't actually know if that matters in this one, but it's an interesting, immediate...
Did you touch the door handle to Dr. Galvani's lab?
Yeah, I think so.
Then you have to scrub. The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
Unclean? That's nonsense. Can't we just...
No, I told you. With rubbing alcohol or white vinegar.
All right, all right. What is he doing there all day? Ambrose says he breeds rats that carry the plague.
Your friends are ignorant. The doctor is a brilliant man. If anyone can save this city, it's him.
The royal physician is going to save us. I hear his new elixir is twice as good against the plague.
I don't understand how Galvani can admire Sokolov. Royal physician or not, I hear tell he's a beast. A superstitious philanderer who spends more time with prostitutes than he does in the laboratory.
Is this what it's going to be like when we're married? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm telling you now, I don't have the endurance for it.
Well, I've got a solution for you. Shoot.
Help!
Problem solved. Notice, however, the way they immediately spread out was interesting because he goes over to that thing and she kind of goes over here. And so there's multiple ways in which you can kind of push through this depending on how you want to. If you want to avoid being detected or if you want to knock them out. Interesting plays. No comment, Tara. No comment. Let's get all the loot. pretending I'm playing thief for a second. A very, very violent thief, but, you know. See, Garrett will look at this situation and just be like... And that would be his reaction. He would just sigh. Like... And then he'd probably leave. But yeah, notice how the game is trying to portray violence as something that's not automatically the right thing. Of course, there will be exceptions to that. Some people later on you'll hear and you'll be like, oh man, I can't wait to kill that person. In fact, we should probably jot that down because that's category for that. That's background. The name of this level. The first level, the first stage run. Yeah, a lot of people in this setting, it's like, oh no, I have to kill you. I can barely stop myself from laughing. And then some people, it's like, maybe I shouldn't kill them. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I can't... I overseer, thank you. Call it that. I've been invited to a soiree at the Boyalissa date. Of course, I won't attend. 28th day of the 7th month, month of high cold, is the day I met Anton Sokolov at the academy. Why would I tarnish the anniversary of the most important day of my life by licking aristocratic boots? I have no time for fools. I'll be solving this riddle of this plague. Perhaps I'll raise a cup of Tivian red. Oh yeah, sorry, I should show off what that is. Clues. Yeah, okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot we had the heart. Where's the heart? There it is.
They are burning whales.
Well, yeah, they're delicious.
The doom of Panacea has come to the city.
Oh, yeah, so there's where the plague came from, or at least that's the theory.
The river rushed in when the barrier broke. The whole district went dark.
When cleaning my study, I ask you constrain your efforts strictly to the floors. At all costs, refrain from attempting to clean or otherwise arrange my bookshelf. In fact, it'd be best to keep away from it altogether, otherwise I'll have to reconsider the terms of your employment. P.S. I'll be out of the city for a few days. I've left the next week's pay as well. The bank was closed, so I'm afraid it's short by half. You can count on me for the remainder of next week, of course.
I will be glad to rest.
Bull rat fetus, yeah.
At the academy, they cut the flesh of the dead and trap the lightning from the sky.
Well, yeah.
Why am I so cold?
Because you're dead.
The great ships have stopped bringing their hulls. What have they done to me?
They isn't quite the right word here. Used to be. You go with a bag, a stick, and a nail in the end, and catch as many rats as you could tonight. City watch paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I mostly worked alone. We got by. We found a place where the rats were real bad. Sometimes we hired a crew of street brats to work with us. The younger ones who didn't make trouble. We'd pay them with bread and cider. Once the plague came, the rats were different. Meaner, bigger, a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. You got cornered, they'd turn, and the swarm would come back at you. I barely got away with my skin a few times down in the sewers. The bites hurt afterwards, but it was the sound they made that stays in their dreams at night. It got more dangerous. The City Watch started paying better, but that didn't last long, because after a while, too many people had been stripped clean, trying to fill up a bag. One slip, they're all over you, gnawing and trying to chew you to the bone. So I lost my poor Benji.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander's Zoological Survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
Speculation. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but it pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. Boy, that sounds familiar. We're probably not going to finish this game today. I'm not really pushing for speed, and we've got the DLC to go through, and I have no idea how long that is. What's that number again? I've already forgotten it. 287. I could be going a little faster than I usually do since I'm killing, so... Oh, it's a toilet. I can smell the chili right now. It's been on the... You apparently didn't watch the announcement video, Act. It's been on there for about 4 hours now. A little over. A little over. Yeah, I'm doing a whole new recipe. By which I mean I'm using a recipe. I don't remember if I actually said this on the announcement video, but... So I usually don't use recipes. I'm not a recipe kind of a person. I like to design my own meals based on my own knowledge of how stuff interacts. You know, the chemistry of food, the math of it, however you want to put that. But my sister, who makes fun of me for that exact same fact... Jesus. Excuse me. So my sister, who tends to make fun of me for the fact that I don't use recipes, challenged me to use a recipe. So I'm using a recipe. The only thing I changed about the recipe is I added corn. Because how can you have chili without corn? Come on.
My father had golden hair. My mother, hair like ash. This city is built on the bones of the great ones.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll talk about at some point.
When the last Leviathan is gone, darkness will fall.
Yeah, there's some implications about that one, too.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Following direct contact with an infected
The
or
Abbey is
weakened
dark,
individual,
its doors are locked, and no more of the great sermons. The overseers have taken to the streets.
signs of infection occur, report for transport to the flooded district.
Oh, I can't have chili without corn. It's impossible. I'm not really joking. Yeah, notice they actually have good ducking. Good morning, exclamation mark. Bit of a headache day, comma. But I have delicious chili to make up for it for lunch, period. You know, honestly, I don't think there is, Uthor. Maybe that's just because that amuses me, though. The idea that, you know, after all this crap, it's just completely mundane. In a setting where magic is actually normal. I can put mushrooms in chili. I didn't this time, but I can.
Cross the line, and you'll have to take him from me.
They have to explode. Yeah, like that, actually.
Kicking his teeth.
Wow.
That's settled.
I'm dead. Well, yeah, the theory I think I've shared before about that is that order interrupts it, but I'm probably thinking that because of Arcanum. Nope, nope, gotta be murderous. Gotta be murderous.
What was that? Oh. Get a shake in his
get the timing on that parry down at all. Probably practice it more. Anyways. Damn it, this is not Fable, Dragon's Hunter. No! Thank you, Grub Grub. Always appreciate those subs. If you want to put that towards up to 3 things, please let me know. Yeah, I could too, Maladel. The moment it's just, frickin' Fable. I don't know if Fable is streamable. I don't remember doing a test off the top of my head. Yes, we actually knew that a bit ago, Bragwin, but it's one of the only tidbits I'm aware of about FF16 off the top of my head. So, the reason I'm not being sneaky is very deliberate, Black Mall. In fact, I'm not going to be sneaky for pretty much this entire mission, with probably 2 exceptions. And that reason is because I've never actually just tried out the straight-up combat in this game before, not to the extent that I'm testing right now. So the intent here is to see how the combat works. Oh, Jesus. If I wanted to know how to sneak kill, I've done that. If I wanted to know how to sneak, I've done that too. Combat so far kind of sucks, actually. It's stilted, and, a rewiring tool. And as Takoida points out, the enemy movement is awkward. Like, I've played worse games. That is to say, I've played games with worse combat, but I'm not what you'd call impressed. By total contrast, going full killy in Dishonored 2 was just a treat. Here it's... You know, I actually saw that the last second. You probably saw me back up, too. Pay attention. Hey!
Come on! Let's get this guy!
And we're dead.
No one killed one of us.
Imagine Oblivion combat, but worse in every way, and I think that's about where I'd put it. Let's go again.
Come on! Gonna lose your squad! Knock this guy out! Come on! Spread out! Where'd you run off? Oh, I'll find you.
No, I stand by my statement. It feels like they tried to develop on top of the Oblivion combat, so added things that make it worse. Oblivion is simpler, but better. My opinion. I don't know, we even have the ragdoll in Oblivion. I think we'll just have to disagree on that one, Black Mole. I know, it's a crime. Well, that didn't work out. So this is a living person. There we go. So that was a living person. Oh, that makes sense, Black Market. So, okay, then, yeah, we'd agree on that. Agreement. I don't think I have an In fact, I know I don't have an Instagram account, so that doesn't surprise me, really. The hi, Loco. Yeah, the rats are tired of having, you know... Whoa! Unfresh things. Bitterleaf Almshouse. 1 crate. Golden Cat. 2 crates. Jesus. Yes, we now have access to a mine. We need to show that off at some point. But affect the elixir really quick while we're here. If you're wondering why there's a whole process here, if I'm remembering, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, there's something you do here other than poisoning it, which is the easy answer. You just walk up and poison it. But I think there's something else you can do here. So yeah, we just committed a bit of genocide. Cool. Is nobody else alive? I think that's everybody. Alright. What, unwater the whiskey? That's a funny thought. One part elixir, 1 part beach gum paste, 2 parts sugar water. You know, I'm not a big fan of watering down the whiskey in general, but can I just say, people watering down medical stuff like this is even worse. Especially since, if I'm not mistaken, it is proven the elixir does actually help resist the plague, so... That's cool.
There's a strong drink made here. I tried it once. Distilled
whoa.
so I tasted it. The brothels sprang up around the distilleries. They are inseparable.
I don't know what that means, Loco, but cool.
Can you hear them too? Crying out in the dark. His father was one of the first to die of the plague.
Gotta keep my... Oh, I'll find him. Where are you?
Oh, you mean on Instagram? Hang on, hit the stream breaks. Do I have an Instagram account? I do not appear to have an Instagram account. Could you link that to me, Luco? Because if someone's impersonating me, that's something I need to be on top of. Wouldn't be the first time. Hold a sec.
Just a matter of time, buddy.
There is a strong drink made here.
Somebody
I tried it.
I was trying to...
Distilled from rivercrests, but I tasted it. The brothels sprang up around the distilleries. They are inseparable. The thinkers of the city. They devise new ways to tame the elements.
Yeah, there was a bot. There was an attempt over on Twitter, briefly. There was a couple of issues on YouTube. There's the fact that there's a lore runner on Twitch who... I actually know who that is. Spoilers, it's not me. Really, Black Vulcan? Yeah.
Close the door.
Long ago, Granny Rags danced at court. men begged to marry her. In her
That will
mind's
never
eye,
wash.
she is
Never,
fancy
never,
trimmed in velvet, fresh and young, on her way to an evening of romance.
I told him, peel it. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Now I can stroll along the waterfront in peace. And don't think I've forgotten your little gift. Go on upstairs, dear one.
Well, since we're going loud at least a little bit.
She wouldn't put the crackers on the right side of.
Yeah, kicking people is just way too overpowered. I'd much rather teleport behind them and then instantly kill them with a backstab. Where'd she go? I lost her. Oh, whatever. Okay, really.
Never wash. Never, never, never.
Where is she? Ah. Whoop. I meant to talk. Hi, I'm trying to talk to you.
She wouldn't put the crackers on the right side of the tray.
Not so long ago,
we sacked her.
Dunwall was a proud city.
Oh, Dark Messiah has the ultimate kick. We all know that.
I told him, peel it off.
Yeah, so you kill her, she disappears into an array of plague rats. Yeah, in Dark Messiah, you want to use physics. Physics for the win.
Attention, watchmen.
Yes, comma. I'm looking forward to having it, period. It's okay, comma. I'm going to do some stretches over lunch, which should help with the headache.
Or delivered for immediate deportation to the flooded district. Remain in position until qualified personnel have completed the removal of infected bodies.
Yeah, there's a bunch of possibilities for whatever's going on there. I think she's been dead for a while.
Following direct contact with an infected or weeping individual, you are required to remain in isolation for 2 continuous days. If signs of infection occur, report for transport to the flooded district.
I'm curious about this now, with Black Malkin said earlier. I want to try this out. Although I might be out of corpses. I've got more corpses. I've got more corpses. Right? Okay, well, those don't count apparently. Surely these are still here, right? Nope. Damn. Well, okay. That sucks. You can actually only put that towards one thing, Ect, when it comes to non-financial contribution. But, thank you for being part of the show. Yeah, I guess I can just see the oil level. Oh, duh. Yeah, no, it actually is lowering. That's cool. That's cool. I really never knew you could do that. Just drain the battery by using it. I'll look at the map in a second. All right. Excuse me. Trying to figure out what's going on with this. Yeah, no, it's interesting because it's kind of indicative of a lot of Sokolov's inventions, if you're thinking about it. Obviously, this is here for gameplay purposes, but a lot of his inventions are really good against one person, which we happen to be, and would absolutely fall apart instantly against a crowd. And yeah, I'm going to break in just a few minutes. Alright, let's easy mode this here. Map. I want to look at the map, which is somewhere. Where's the... Okay, let's get up for a second. Here we go. Map. Map. Where's the friggin' map? Okay. Where was that thing? Right. Did I take the map? Where's the friggin' map? All the wildlife components have been delivered to your station. I expect to be functional before midnight. I've also been provided with several spare whale oil tanks should the need arise. Last, it's come to my attention various watchmen continue the adolescent practice known as rat burning. Remember, whale oil is not cheap. Keep your men under control, so there's your hint. So let's see. We've got rewire it, explode it, drain it, bypass it. Am I missing one? I'm just trying to think, because I'm actually reasonably amused at how many options you have. Ah, there it is. Thank you very much. Just to go through this one stupid thing. Okay, so map. We're here. Reasonably accurate map. We've got the back alleys up there. Can you see the mouse? We've got Old Granny's place. There's the place we were just at. There's the place we were just dealing with. There's a Holger Square and there's the Golden Cat. So yeah, I'm not super impressed with that, but it is at least accurate, which is always nice.
John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area.
Oh, yeah, possession.
Any citizens are liable to search
that's
or
5. God, I've lost track.
at the discretion of the City Watch.
That's a good question, Plutonia. Hang on, nope. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Oh yeah, audio cues on being spotted and rats, by the way. Both useful. So hang on. So did we pick up position? That doesn't matter. Oh, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that Black Malkin.
Is it on? What's it look like? Blow off, Haber. Go on. Toss the damn rat already. Never gets old.
Well, we're about to be spotted. Or...
Huh?
Yep, okay. Hey, what's up?
Got you now.
Yes, that's the parry. Thank you. You just did a parry.
I'll find you, you heavy.
I was gonna try a razor mine this fight. Then I got spotted and didn't have my weapons on. I'm an idiot, so... You know what? Hang on. What's the button? I'm over here. Shoot. Really? I thought he was... Hey! So that's the mine. For future reference. What do you do with razor mines and rats? Listen, Rama. I ain't here to be honorable. In the title. I mean, they don't call it famous, right? You can attach them. Oh my god. That's great.
Is it the month of harvest? Time has lost all meaning.
Lady, it's only been 6 months since your horrible, horrific death. How do these stand up? Like, that looks like that should just fall over. Right? Like, is that just me? Look at this. No, it's set in not London, Rama. Oh, I guess that would make sense. Just spike it into the ground. Who cares about the, you know, the actual... the infrastructure, or how difficult it would be to repair that. We found this strange woman woman who used to sell pastries on the street. Not sure how she died, but the thing looks superstitious, so we set it aside for the overseers. After your shift is over, take it to them to dispose for what do they do. Don't forget. I mean, I guess that's true. They don't really have to worry about most of the underground stuff. Even stuff like this is just a rail, because all the power comes from the whale oil in the cart. Anyways, it is now lunchtime, and unlike my recent trend, I'm going to try not to work half an hour into my 1 hour lunchtime. So I'm going to go try to kill this headache.